We need our we need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
I need that money.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like black women. But black
I want what you white hoes get, and I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying black women.
These blacks.
But does anyone see that? No. Does anyone care about that? No. All they see is an aggressive black girl talking.
But I want to address this simping allegation. Do I simp for black women? Yes. I love black women. I don't like y'all niggas. It's an easy decision to make. Sorry.
I have black mother privilege. And I'm gonna start breaking that down for y'all. Because there is a privilege for me as a black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about black men.
But if a man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
The amount of special treatment that Black women get in the workplace blows my mind. They can be dumber than a box of rocks. They're given special leeway. They don't abide by the dress code. They're late all the time. And there's always an excuse. And if you're a manager and you hold them to this excuse, you're the racist because their kid or something happened in their family. And we have to stretch the rules for them. We have to overlook it. We can't say anything. Managers are afraid to approach them and confront them about the dress code, confront them about their hair, confront them about tardiness, because they'll have a video made. Somebody will say you're being racist. And so managers all over the world, owners, when you hire Black women, be prepared what comes along with that. Be prepared for your other workers to feel highly uncomfortable when they're constantly seeing somebody not abide by the rules and not a damn thing is done about it. Not a damn thing. And most businesses will stand by and will put up with mediocre performances because they want to keep their doors open and they don't want a TikTok video made about how racist they are.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Gonna jump right into a deep conversation. I released a video yesterday about this very lady. In this video she dropped, and this morning I found some more content that actually I want to do a little bit longer discussion on. The Isaiah Factor had a discussion. I didn't even really preview it much. I just saw it pop up and I figured let's just jump right in. And so the Isaiah Factor was having a conversation about Black women. Are Black women being vilified in America? And I thought we could get into that a little bit today and some other things. I was exploring the topic just a little bit before we got on the show today. Let's kind of talk a little bit about Black women and their self-image and their reputation or reputational issues a little bit.
Y'all. Okay, fellas. And I think, fellas are noticing, but call me crazy, right? When it comes to Black celebrities and Black athletes, when I'm talking about men, I'm noticing that a lot of them are marrying or dating outside of their race, which there's nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing. I feel like Black women have somehow gotten a bad rep that we are the only ones that have unrealistic ideas about what a man is supposed to bring to the table, what he's supposed to be able to do, right? And we get more complaints about that, and y'all really claim, and I don't know how many times I've had to correct men and tell them that it's not a Black woman issue when it's a woman issue. And as a woman, okay, I'm telling you, I hang with many different types of women and more than just Black women. And this mindset that a lot of, men complain about, the same mindset carries over into different ethnicities, because at the end of the day, it's the character of the woman. Okay.
You know what kills me about this conversation right away? In a more positive setting, you would always catch Black people talking about the uniqueness of Black people, all the unique positive attributes of Black people. We're, charming, charismatic, we're beautiful, our melanin popping, all these things, right? Yet, how can we only be unique in positive ways, right? Think about it. So our uniqueness only applies to things that are generally positive attributes. We have no uniquely negative traits, which I find it hard to believe that you can only be unique in a positive direction, but have no unique quirks and foibles and flaws all your own.
Type of woman you are marrying. Now, there are definitely, women that are not black, that have good character and probably definitely deserve the ring, right? But the thing is, black men are so concerned about black women, taking or half of what they earn, but they don't mind marrying outside their race, not considering she could do the same thing. So I just want to know, why is it only a black woman thing, right? Because I feel like y'all only feel that way because if you're sexually attracted to black women, you typically only date black women, then of course you're going to feel that way. You're going to think it's one ethnicity. No, a lot of women think like this, okay? It's not just a black woman thing. But what I am noticing, okay, a lot of black men, especially athletes, marry or date outside their ethnicity, which there's nothing wrong with it, but don't sit here and act.
I think black women have this this kind of alpha blindness. Like, I don't know what she really means by a lot, but even among upper class black people, I think celebrities maybe stick out for obvious reasons. They're just incredibly visible. But by and large, interracial dating isn't a critically huge issue on either side of the fence, black or white. And I think a lot of times black women especially they make a lot of fuss about this particular issue, but it's just more of a problem of focusing too heavy on a minority, like really a statistical minority. But it's like the glaring, shining minority because it comes with, privilege and celebrity status and all that kind of thing. And so it's like you kind of attaching desires onto a thing that isn't as real as you think it is.
Like black women are taking half of everything, but don't complain about the other ethnicities of women that do the same thing. If we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. Okay.
Have we been unfair to black women, y'all? That's the question of the day. That is what we are exploring today by asking, are black women being vilified in America? We are really asking, have we just been a bit unfair to the sisterhood?
Now, obviously, his choice of words was obviously racist. Apishly, like, there were other things that he could have said, but the fact that he connected it to, like, apes, monkeys, there's obviously a historical racist trope there. Like, we don't have to lie about that. So God only knows what else he would say behind closed doors or what else he would have said if that interview would have continued. I found it interesting that the first thing he mentioned wasn't even necessarily their looks as much as it was their reputation. I think that's something to just take note of, because I've said this before, I think women are unaware on sometimes how we shoot ourselves in the foot, anywhere from the years and years of black women going online and like talking about the ways in which they outcompete their men, they're better than their men, they're more accomplished than their men. So the ways that,
I've been pointing this out for a while, and especially when it comes to like this online manosphere red pill type of content, you don't really need a lot of guys making a lot of harsh arguments anymore. Like at one point, that's basically what the manosphere was, because you didn't really have live content like we do now, where a majority of the bigger, most popular content and shows are kind of live characters, live shows, where back in the day, you would just listen to videos and have guys explain ideas to you. And there was less video content going around itself, where like the video sharing platforms weren't as widely dispersed as they are now. Now you got like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Snap and WhatsApp and all these things. You got all these different things where you can post and spread and share video media in particular. So now we're kind of like heavily saturated with not only just conversations where you can listen to women, black women in particular, just say what they think and talk about how they see things and what they do and what they believe in. Then you have the video to accompany it. And then don't even get me started on the police body cam video. Body cams have been hell on the entire black post George Floyd BLM narrative. Like the body cams have just, it was probably the worst thing ever to lobby to get all cops wearing body cams now. I'm telling you.
They've made Black love somewhat of a public discourse and to a certain extent, somewhat of like a sociological study for some decades. And what that may mean for other cultures, it's not really necessarily a level up. Like other races of men don't see Black women as more attractive because they complain about their men not being on their level because their men don't have degrees. Because that person's looking at them like, what kind of broken culture are you coming from if you're saying that all the men in your community are not on your level? So I think some of the narratives, some of the messaging that have gone on over the last few decades, even if women weren't even necessarily aware of it, I think it actually worked against them as far as their overall reputation. Now, obviously,
Black women get a bad rep. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
This nigga sound like he want to fight about it. Got his hoodie and his do-rag on. I bet he got on his black Air Force Ones. This nigga really ready to fight about the black woman's reputation. This is one of them black women is God niggas. I don't like that shit. About to drop a dime on some of these niggas.
We do a lot of to them. We don't protect them.
Who's we,
nigga? The mess out of them.
Right away, bro. Who is we? What do you mean we? What have you done? What have you done that you need to repent for?
I don't like it at all. We do a lot of to them. We don't protect them. We traumatize the mess out of them. And then we expect them to be all nice and nurturing, right? They've had it rough. They've had it extremely rough.
All of them? Every single one, right? You know, there are a lot of black people who are not poor. Like they are distinctly above the poverty line. Like there's a good chunk of black folk who are just not broke and living in the ghetto. They live in the neighborhood after the neighborhood next to the ghetto.
We've been letting them down for years. I'm included, me, myself included. Like I expect a woman to be nice to me for.
Damn, this nigga got self-esteem issues. The hell I expect a woman to be nice to me for? Yo, I tell you, bro, these tough guy niggas, bro, these dangerous hoodlums, they really broken at heart, bro. They are broken-hearted simps for real. I'm telling you, if you scratch the surface, if you dig down deep enough, underneath just about every one of these tough thug niggas is a broken-hearted simp, bro. I'm telling you. That's why he be thugging so hard, because his heart broken, his feelings is hurt. The nigga's feelings is so hurt, he hate the world.
Black woman, especially, a woman to be nice to me. Like I expect a woman to be nice to me for. A black woman, especially, as much as I've been dogging them out. Have I ever made a place safe for a woman, a black woman, let alone? No.
Bro, you need to talk about this. Do you know what you got to do? You got to do that "my name is Earl" thing, where you write down the names of all the black women that you've wronged in your life, and you go back down and you track them down and you apologize to them for all that you've done. That's what you need to do. You up here making TikTok videos trying to drag me down to hell with you, bro. I'm not going. My crimes are not your crimes. I might have been mean to a couple of women here and there, but I ain't never done the shit you must be guilty of. I am not trying to go wherever you going, bro.
I've never made a safe space for a black woman to be nice and nurturing to me and soft and cuddling to me. I've always...
You don't make girls feel cuddly? This nigga said he don't make women feel cuddly. Nigga, I mean, like, how do you help a nigga that don't know how to make chicks feel cuddly, bro? Like, that is really a personal problem. That's like a skills issue. You don't know how to make a chick feel cuddly, bro. Like, I don't know. Take your first of all, take your black Air Force Ones off, all right? Maybe you should put on like some loafers or something. I don't know. Nigga out here scaring the hoes. Nigga so tough, he's scaring the hoes, man.
I'm telling you, man. This the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
If I expect a woman to be nice to me for, a black woman especially, as much as I've been dogging them out. Have I ever made a place safe for a woman, a black woman, let alone? No. I've never made a safe space for a black woman to be nice and nurturing to me and soft and cuddling to me.
Nigga don't know how to make the chicks feel cuddly. I'm telling you, man, you got to stop dressing like a nigga. You got to dress the part. You got to put on, you know, some loafers, maybe. Pair of corduroy pants. Remember corduroys? Got to put on some corduroy pants, you know. Nice button up. Sweater vest on top of it. Quarter zip, maybe. I still haven't tasted a matcha. Anybody in here know what a matcha tastes like? Is matcha worth it? Like, if I really wanted to go the extra cuddly mile, should I drink a matcha? Nigga said it's delicious. I don't know. Something about matcha make me suspicious. I feel like matcha is for like black dudes who only talk to white women. I don't know. That's just me being racist, though. I don't know. It could be delicious, though. It really could be.
I've always made the place hard. So that's how they gotta be. You can't go around breaking somebody's trust, breaking their respect, and then expect them to be nice to you. Expecting them to be nurturing to you, be loving to you. You treat somebody hard, that's how they're gonna treat you.
You treat somebody hard, that's how they're gonna treat you. Why you look like you done robbed black women before? This nigga look like he done robbed old black women, stole purses and shit. You treat somebody hard, that's how they're gonna treat you.
You treat somebody hard, that's how they're gonna treat you. Black women get a bad rep. I don't like it.
Black women get a bad rap, y'all. He don't like it. He mad. Is we mad though? Is it true? Is it true that black women just getting a bad reputation out here? It's his fault, honestly. He pretty much just owned up to it. I think we found Jermaine. I think we finally found Jermaine. We've been looking for this nigga for a minute.
I'm done. I'm done with life. I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Black women are the most educated group in America, but don't get it twisted. We're not out here collecting degrees for fun. We have to be twice as qualified just to be seen as barely competent. And even then, we're still underpaid, overlooked, and expected to prove ourselves. Let's be real, Black women don't chase education. We chase survival. Job discrimination is very real. A white man with a high school diploma can make more than a Black woman with a whole master's degree. Workplace bias is real. A Black woman with the same credentials as a white man are still less likely to be promoted.
You know, first off, I'm not going to say this is like uniquely on Black women. This is like a woke Black people phenomenon, but like the constant victim seeking, victim splaining. Is that a new thing? Did we just coin a new term, victim splaining? That's what this whole like Black woke position feels like. And then black women get to have an extra layer to it because not only are they black, but they have like vaginas and stuff. So they get to have that extra crippling disability, I guess. They act as if being a woman and black is effectively being handicapped. And so then you have to listen to them do all these rounds of victim splaining.
Pay gaps are real. Black women earn 64 cents to a white man's dollar, and somehow they still fix their lips to tell us to work harder.
Speaking of the pay gap, shout out to my man Steven for joining the club. Steven just became a member of the gang. Please hit that like button, y'all. Thank you for supporting the show, and shout out to Steven, man. Thanks for joining the church.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
We do. We get the degrees. We stack the credentials. We overachieve in a system that was never built for us. And the wildest part is, even after all that, we're still called unqualified, still questioned, and still told that we need more experience. Meanwhile, white men are out here getting CEO positions with half the effort and none of the student debt. Black women are the most educated group in America, not because we want to be, but because this country gives us no choice. And if we're out here dominating despite all odds, imagine what we could do if the playing field was actually fair. Black women are...
If you're dominating and the playing field isn't, quote, fair, then what does fairness really matter anyway? Help me understand your problem. If you're already dominating in a game that you say isn't fair, yet you're dominating, then why would it matter how, quote, unfair it is? Do you need to dominate harder? And that's really what I think is happening. I keep pointing this out. I don't think Black women are in direct competition with Black men. Maybe once upon a time, but not anymore. I think really, when you listen to like a lot of the woke people describe their power hierarchy, they're really in competition with the white men. So oftentimes you'll even hear like Black women's salaries compared to white men's salaries, just totally bypassing Black men's salaries for that matter. And it's like, well, we're not equal to white men, then what does it matter? And so it's like you really want to be dominant over white men effectively, which, you know, you want to be dominant over the world as you see it, basically.
Black women are under attack for being the most educated demographic in the country. They are being punished and penalized for prioritizing their education and using that education to pull themselves out of poverty, get themselves into careers where they are thriving and can take care of themselves without struggle. It's no coincidence that in the recent article, over 300,000 Black women have been laid off since the current administration got into office, me being one of them. This is not...
Yeah, this Trump administration has been hell on Black women, but I'm hearing also Black men are kind of taking a lot of hits in these jobs. I don't know if it's in the same realms like DEI, corporate stuff, but it's hell out there right now.
The time to be down on yourself as a Black woman for prioritizing your education. And I think now more than ever, as a response to that, Black women should get even more educated. So if you're in between jobs and you're in that layoff space like I am, look into getting certification. So if you're not interested in getting another degree at the moment, look out there and see what certifications may interest you so that you're able to pivot and make yourself more marketable. You got HVAC, you got project management, you got...
Black women want to get into HVAC? That's how bad it is out here? They trying to get into HVAC? That's crazy.
When have you really felt like you've been in survival mode?
I mean, I think just being a Black woman in general, you're forced to be in survival mode.
Millionaire Black women who sit in like the front row at the Oscars are also in survival mode. All right. Don't you know Oprah Winfrey? Hell, even Gail, Oprah and Gail are in survival mode. That's why they stick together like that, so they can survive together. That's the mode they on. They are in survival mode. No matter how wealthy, no matter how much gravitas they're given, no matter how much success they taste, they're always in survival mode. The survival is real.
You have a voice, that's a problem. You're quiet, that's a problem. Us even being pushed in this category of, you're such a strong Black woman. What does that even mean? Because it's like, while we get praised for being a strong Black woman, our feelings are not seen. We are, unfortunately, the least protected, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be strong and protect. You can't even be the strongest, especially. It's one thing to be strong, but you're the strongest, right? Why does the strongest deserve protection? And this is like a fundamental psychological problem almost, right? Like, you can't be strong and demanding of protection because the strong don't demand protection. And so it puts the men in an awkward position as well. Of like, why am I going out of my way, giving all of my strength to protect somebody who claims to have the strength that I have? It's really a problem, at least. Let's just put it that way. It's a damn problem. Shout out to my man Jamar, becoming a YouTube member. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Hit that like button, y'all.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
And we have a voice, we have confidence in this. We're too loud. We're strong, then it's kind of like, well, we don't have to ask them if they're okay. Or what she need my compassion for? She's strong, she got it. Which one you want us to be? You know what I'm saying?
It's not about what we want. It's about what you want. What do you want to be? You know, again, you got to dress for the job you want. If you want to play the tough role, that's the lonely man's role. The role of the man is to not expect sympathy and quarter and comfort. And if you want to take on strength, then you can't be expecting sympathy and quarter and comfort. That's just not how men see the world. And that is not how the world perceives men, because men are seen as strong and agents, and we are capable. And if you want to take on those same attributes and qualities, then how can you now turn around and demand to be seen as something that's fragile and weak and deserving to be protected? And you know what? I wanted to get into this argument last night when I was up on Witch Doctors, but it turned into a nigga show, and I quietly backed away. But who was I arguing with? Eda Man was up there saying how, you know, women are the weaker vessel, and that's why he protects women, you know, generally. But my point to Eda Man, and this is what I was about to get into before it all went left, but like, he been married a long time. Like, that's a lot of protection you're offering, you know, because you already got one wife. How much protection is a man supposed to offer the women in the world who put themselves out in front of danger and in front of men? You already have a wife at home. How is it that a man who's married already and doing his job as a protector and a provider also supposed to protect and provide the world of women who claim to be strong and powerful and independent? It's enough that you protect the one woman. She might be strong and powerful and independent herself, but that's your one job. You claim that woman, you can protect her, fine. I'll live with that. That's the deal old as time. But the rest of them, why? Why? Whose job is it to protect a free woman who's strong and independent? It's really a fundamental problem. And then when we get on these like panels and we have these conversations where it's like, oh, well, she's a woman, you can't talk to her like that. Well, why is she here? She can't be spoken to. You know, nobody will do that for anybody else on the panel because everybody else is a dude, and you know, you don't expect dudes to, you know, need protection. But you put women in front of men and let them operate unrestrained and then want them to be protected at the same time. It does not make sense. That is my whole problem with the nature of Black YouTube. It's like this fake equality just turns into supremacy because you refuse to have actual equality. It's only putting a thumb on the scale. That's all it really is. You just put your thumb on the scale. But that's enough for me ranting about that shit. There's something else in there. Oh, what's going on, my man Gecko Sonic with the 5-ball? He says, no struggle means not trusting a man. That's the deal, right? There are no perfect solutions, only trade-offs, right? That was something Thomas Sowell was quoted as saying one time, and that is the reality of life. There is no perfect solution anywhere in life. They're just trade-offs. You get one thing for another thing. You know, you just hope that the good things you get outweigh the bad things. Those are the best deals in life. And when women have created this no struggle life for themselves, in practicality, a lot of times they've created a life where they don't really have room for a man anyway. And so the trust isn't even a need. This is kind of how trust between people work out anyway. At some point, a person develops a need for a thing that they can't quite achieve totally or effectively on their own. And they have to kind of put their hopes in someone else's abilities or generosity even. And when that other person comes through for you, it creates a little bit of a bond, and then you're willing to play that forward and help that other person sometimes. This is how the bonds between people tend to work. The modern woman has, for all intents and purposes, removed a lot of the need for trusting men from her life. And especially with like the really highly successful, high functioning Black women, that more successful women tend to have more of this problem, because the higher up you go on the ladder, the less qualified men you can find as mating and dating partners.
Then everybody's, stand up, you strong, sit down. It's like, well, which one is it gonna be? I know how it feels to deal with postpartum depression. I know how it feels like to not feel seen or not feel heard, or I know what it feels like to cry. The silent cry is the loud cries. I know how it feels.
And one thing about it, I never.
One other thing that just irks me about Hollywood before we get off of her. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just kind of over watching wealthy people complain about how hard their lives are, how often Tiana Taylor cries in the dark because she's a Black woman.
And one thing about it, I never gave a fuck about being a stereotype. Ever. Never gave a fuck about being a stereotype. I am the Black woman stereotype. You pissed me off, bitch, you sure did. Now I'm mad. Yup, I'm that hostile, angry bitch. I am. The second, try me, bitch. I'll show you. Try me. Never gave, submit to any and everything, no matter what. Submit to the trash. If the trash wanted you to submit to it. Like, it never gave that. Like, you're right. It never gave. So yeah, when they be talking about Black women, yeah, we're mean, we're hostile, we're aggressive, we're not submissive. You're right. You're right. I'm not a fucking doormat. You're right. I set fucking boundaries. You're goddamn right. I have standards, bitch. You're right. I know my goddamn worth. And I'm not willing to fucking subject myself to any bad fucking behavior from any fucking body at the hands of anybody at the expense of myself. You're goddamn right. Like, I'm sick of fighting it. I'll never be that bitch that's sitting here trying so extra hard to not be like the stereotypes or not be like the other Black women. You're right. I'm ratchet. I like to wear my bonnet outside. You're right. I'm such a ratchet bitch. You're right.
Shout out to the Proud Bonnet Gang. Look, Shiesty Bum know what I'm talking about. Shiesty Bum know what the Proud Bonnet Gang is like. Living that proud bonnet life. Bonnets up, y'all. Bonnets up. Bluff City Nerd with the $2. He says the struggle is the drug of Black America. Ain't that real though? Black America is addicted to the struggle. Because something about the idea of struggle is like deeply connected to the idea of Black. And once you kind of disconnect yourself or disassociate yourself from the idea of Black struggle, or just struggle as Blackness, or whatever you want to call it, it's like you really stop being Black. You become this like pseudo white man. It really is. Niggas that move away from the idea of Black struggle become effectively white. They become like Black in name only.
Can a nigga live Can a nigga live, please?
Shout out to Bluff City Nerd with the $2, y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Support the show, man. Appreciate y'all coming out.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
I am the stereotype. Like, it is what it is, bitch. Like, everybody wants to use it as a fucking insult, and to me, it's never been a fucking insult. Like, to me, it just sounds like I'm not taking no shit. To me, it just sounds like I know who the fuck I am. And I'm not willing to, you know what I'm saying, subject myself to any horrible treatment from anybody at all. Nobody. I'm not going to sit here and let somebody who's treating me bad walk all the fuck over me and I still love them at the end of the day. I sure fucking won't. You goddamn right. Let the motherfuckers do it.
Not chocolate. Don't you do that. Bleaching your skin is for Nigerian women. Don't be like that. Black American women don't skin bleach. Just got to lighten your heart a little bit. That's all. I'm not like a life coach. I don't know all the right words to say, but I know skin bleaching ain't gonna help you. Got to get a little bit of joy in your life. Find some joy in your life. That's all. Need a little bit of happiness in your life. Skin bleaching ain't gonna bring happiness. It's just gonna give you that weird yellowy, buttery texture that the African chicks be having. They be looking buttery. Do not skin bleach and come around here looking all buttery, chocolate. Don't do that. Yeah, no, natural light skin is a whole other thing. There's a bunch of light-skinned black chicks in America. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about African women who skin bleach and they just come out looking like sticks of butter. Don't do that. You got to find some joy in this life. That's the only way. Otherwise, you're going to be bitter like this Bonnet Gang bitch right here. Chicks with no joy wind up in the Bonnet Gang. But I gotta move on from her for a minute. We're going to come back to the miserable women of TikTok. I want to check in on my man Isaiah. Are black women being vilified in America?
Is the new face of villainy in America now black women? This comes as we're being bombarded by more and more videos on social media of them in street fights and brawls on reality shows.
Oh, man. Shout out to Chocolate Bunny in the chat. She says, shout out to Chocolate with the $3, by the way. She says, I hate these conversations, Hood. You know, if you notice, I am trying not to go like stupid ham. You know, oh, I have these bitches and these women. I'm trying not to go that ham. And I'm, you know, it's too easy to say mean things and just have jokes or whatnot. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to just speak directly to the issue on the table because I know it's an uncomfortable issue. I know it's like, it's a triggering issue. I feel it. I can feel the triggering. And I appreciate you sitting around and not being like perpetually triggered. You only get momentarily triggered and then you be right back at it. And I appreciate that because I know it's a rough thing. But look, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I listen to women talk about men as well. And they're not always lying. They're not talking about me exactly. You know, every once in the blue, I feel attacked. But for the most part, they're not always lying and they're not always talking about me. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take the medicine, you know. How can we heal if we don't tend to the wounds? You feel me? But shout out to Chocolate Bunny. Shout out to everybody who hates these conversations.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
In the last week alone, black women have been blamed for the chaos at Daytona Beach's spring break. Law enforcement even calling one out by name, demanding $1 million in restitution for the damages in that city.
Here is number one offender, Aliyah Brooks. She got a certified letter basically saying that has come to our attention that you're advertising, promoting, or sponsoring, organizing or arranging via social media.
Yo, Florida is not playing. I've heard somebody say this before. Somebody brought this up before. I forgot where I was, but they were like, yo, a lot of people go to Florida and they wind up getting locked up and having to stay over their vacation plans or whatever. And I was like, damn, that exact thing happened to a cousin of mine. Left Brooklyn, went down there with his homeboys, trying to, they was all in music and whatever. I don't know what happened because I wasn't down there. I wasn't around at all at the time. But this dumbass goes to Florida and gets locked up for like a couple of weeks and get out of jail, ain't got no money, had to figure out a way back. It was wild. It was wild. Florida does not mess around, y'all. That's the last place I want to go to, is to Florida and be locked up with a bunch of Opalaka niggas anyway. Don't go to Florida and mess up, y'all. They will put you on blast and throw you in a hot box.
Here is number one offender, Elia Brooks. She got a certified letter basically saying that has come to our attention that you're advertising, promoting, or sponsoring, or organizing, or arranging via social media a Daytona Beach takeover.
That even some black men blaming black women for the new dress code at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Now, that is not fair. Even some black men are blaming black women. I did a whole show about Houston. It was actually a popular show on this channel, and it was mostly black women complaining about black women. But here you go. Even black men. Look at this coon-ass nigga right here. How dare this nigga speak on something? Bro, the women were embarrassed about the women. That's what made the show interesting to me, honestly, because a lot of times you're going to have women defending women being ratchet. And even the black women were like, you know what? God damn it, I hate you bitches. The whole show I did was basically black women doing this. Like the whole show was black women talking about other black women like this.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Did a whole show of black women embarrassed about black women at the Houston Rodeo. They understood what the problem was. They knew exactly who was being spoken to when they put out the new dress code. But here this nigga go. Even some black men. Get the hell out of here, man. And shout out to my man Steven with the $2. He says, every day there is 10,000 fewer simps. It's a start. You know, this sounds like it should be a national American policy. We need an illegal immigrant removal plan and a simp detoxing plan. For every illegal that we remove, we should detox a simp at the same time. Like, I think a nation that put a man on the moon and we put 2 suns over Japan, I think a nation that did those things can do these things, all right? If we can put a man on the moon and we can put 2 mini suns over the skies of Japan, we can remove illegal immigrants and detox the simps. We need a simping detox program. We might start doing that shit they do in Ukraine where a van just pulls up and grabs a simp off the street. He'll be back in 6 to 8 weeks if he lives. Shout out to my man Steven with the $2, y'all. Hit that super chat button from me, y'all. Thanks for coming out. Support the show.
I need that money.
Embarrassed us so bad.
That even some black men blaming black women for the new dress code at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Embarrassed us so bad for the Houston Rodeo that like this have to be talked about. And we've been telling y'all this. We've been telling y'all that black American women, FBA women, have they ass out everywhere you go.
And then there's this guy who describes black women this way on social media.
Damn, at least they blurred his face though. Cause they be trying to put, you can tell he white. That's probably why they blurred his face. They was trying to be nice to him. Cause you know what could happen.
What's your least favorite race to date?
I want to say black girls. Like black girls have great personalities, but they're like apishly aggressive, you know?
Apishly aggressive. I think this is the video that Shay Sharday was talking about a few minutes ago when she was saying, we described us as apes or whatever. He says apishly aggressive. Those are amazing words to use. I would never. Personally, I would find better language to use, you know. Chimp maybe. Not ape, though. Ape is just too far. Ape is way too far.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes
empowering women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Like manly sometimes, you know, the way they act. You feel me?
No, I don't.
Some say no matter how.
Oh, she gonna play it off. No, I don't. I've never seen black women being anything more than balls of light and effervescent creatures. They're like sprites out in the wilderness, you know?
Educated or successful, some black women have been constantly vilified, like politicians Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. Hence, the question remains, are black women being vilified in America now? And
damn, that was some really deep, sad music. The ooh, nigga almost made me feel sympathetic for a minute. That track almost got a little bit of sympathy out of me. I ain't gonna lie. The music almost got me.
Crockett and Kamala Harris. Hence, the question remains, are black women being vilified in America now?
She looked like she about to cry. She looked like she about to cry. Damn. It's hard out here, man. It is hard out here for a sister. I understand. I don't know why they keep coming at y'all like this. Don't they know it's hard out here for a sister girl?
I need that money.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up! But does anyone see that? No. Does anyone care about that? No. All they see is an aggressive black girl talking.
And of course, we have a panel of guests here, women, important women. Let's well, yeah, you black too. So let's get to it, Yolanda. Is this over-exaggeration? Is this a fair assessment?
Hold up now. I see 5 women. This is almost a redhead. That's really like auburn, brownish hair, but clearly a white woman. There's another woman, clearly a white woman. What this nigga say?
Let's well, yeah, you black too.
Everybody black together now. Hell, even white women, if white women hang around black women long enough, they be black too. If you say the words, if you bend the knee and say the words, you become black too. It's like knighthood. I dub thee Beckisha of the blonde hair.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny heaven. Snow Bunny heaven.
And of course, we have a panel of guests here, women, important women. Let's well, yeah, you black too. So let's get to it, Yolanda. Is this over-exaggeration? Is this a fair assessment? Unfair? Your thoughts about what we're seeing on social media bombarding us?
So first of all, it's not new. Black women are always the boogeyman, like always. We're angry, we're aggressive. These are all things they say about us. And so I don't know why people are paying attention to it now. It was not true then, it's not true now. And if I am angry, considering black women are the #1 target of everybody, then I'm justifiably angry. If I am angry, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna own it. So again, this is not new, it's old, but you know what? I've been black all my life, I'm gonna die black. And the one thing I know black women will do is we will survive and we will thrive. And y'all can just keep hating, because for whatever reason, your name always on our lips. And
your name always on our lips. You can't even have an attitude correctly. You're not even saying, I know what you wanted to say, but you totally messed that up. You had one shot. You had one shot on television. This was your big chance and you blew it. Their name always on our lips. Is that really what you wanted to tell me? Is that how that was supposed to come out? Just loud, proud, and wrong. Just strong and wrong.
this is not new, it's old, but you know what? I've been black all my life. I'm gonna die black. And the one thing I know Black women will do is we will survive and we will thrive. And y'all can just keep hating. Because for whatever reason, your name always on our lips. And
You said she on sauce. She had a couple of drinks. They probably had champagne in the what do they call the room where the guests sit? It's like the green room or something like that. She had a couple of drinks of champagne in the dressing room or the green room or something. You know how when you go to these little things, they have a little spread laid out for the guests. You know, some meat, some cheese, some wine, some olives. You know, a little charcuterie. She was partaking a little bit this morning. That's all.
so we must be doing something because you want our lips, you want our backsides, you want it all. You want our color, you roasting yourself, you're looking old before your time because you want everything Black. You want to culturally appropriate.
All right, Angela, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about this.
So here's my thoughts about this. I think the reason we're seeing more and more of these incidents is because people have cell phones.
Shout out to Angela Botox of the Angela Botox Show. I have never heard of this woman before. She must be like local to Houston or whatever.
Social medias. I don't think it's necessarily something that's new. I think it's been a problem. It's gotten more and more aggressive, and this is about individual behavior. This is about people who do not take responsibility for the way they act, look, behave. I can remember being a teacher in an inner city school, and I'd have one or two mothers 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes every day, coming in 30 minutes late with their bonnets and their pajamas and their footies.
Becky, don't hurt them. You know, it's funny. Let me show you something. This is how body language is such a tell. Right when she started talking, she took a deep breath and a long pause.
So here's my thoughts about this.
She had to gather herself
culturally appropriate.
All right,
and watching her wind up, I was like, I think she about to say something heavy. I think she about to say some real shit. And look how the Black girls looking at her right there. Look at the one to the right and to the left. It's almost like they putting the pressure on her mentally. It's like they putting that telepathic Keisha's sisterhood pressure on her. Like, say something nice, bitch. Say something nice. Choke you out with this weave right here in front of everybody. I swear to God, say something nice.
Hear from you. Your thoughts about this.
So here's my thoughts about this. I think the reason we're seeing more and more of these incidents is because people have cell phones, people have social medias. I don't think it's necessarily something that's new. I think it's been a problem. It's gotten more and more aggressive. And this is about individual behavior. This is about people who do not take responsibility for the way they act, look, behave. I can remember being a teacher in an inner city school, and I'd have one or two mothers 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes every day, coming in 30 minutes late with their bonnets and their pajamas and their footies, bringing their kid in, stopping my class 30 minutes late every day, and then getting copping attitude with me when I would say, you need to bring your child on time. We have a situation where in the Black community, unfortunately, there is a lack of father and parental father strong figures in the home.
No, she's just going there. Look at her smile. Look at her face. Look at her face. Oh shit. I wish I could zoom in on this even more. Oh, I wish I could zoom in on her face even more. Oh my God, look at her. Becky, look at her face. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Oh no, they're gonna jump you after the show. They're gonna jump you after the show. I don't know why you did that. I don't know why you would say that.
I want what you white hoes get, and I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow.
She went right to the fathers, huh? Just hit him right in the gut. Your babies ain't got no daddies.
If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Bonnets and their pajamas and their footies, bringing their kid in, stopping my class 30 minutes late every day, and then getting copping attitude with me when I would say, you need to bring your child on time. We have a situation where in the Black community, unfortunately, there is a lack of father and parental father strong figures in the home. And so you're seeing a lot of behavior because of that outcrop of that. And instead of like blaming Whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the things that are going to be.
Look at the big girl. Oh, whoa. Everybody mad. The whole goddamn team is mad. Look at the big girl on the side. She just took a big ass deep breath. She's like, she literally did a.
Instead of like blaming Whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the.
Look at her face. Her eyes about to fall out. Wow. Isaiah, what did you do? What did you do bringing these white women into this conversation? You should have known better, Isaiah. Listen, I could tell when a nigga spell his name funny, he be doing some funny shit. Why did you bring these white women up here to do this, Isaiah? This was supposed to be about Black women, and here you got this white woman up here talking reckless in front of the sisterhood. They was up here supposed to be defending their reputation, and you got this Becky up here talking about all these things. They don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to be told about these things. This nigga Isaiah slipped him a Mickey. He brought a ringer in. Shout out to Bluff City Nerd with the $2. He says, my girl Becky dropping that fire. She dropping that fire right now.
When I die, I'ma go. When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny Heaven. Snow Bunny Heaven.
These blacks.
Shout out to Bluff City Nerd, y'all. Support the show. This is getting wild. I'm glad I didn't preview this. I am watching this totally raw for the first time. They just dropped this video like this morning, and I'm amazed so far what's happening. And the girl, look at girl in the Africa dress. Big girl in the Africa dress, eyes about to hit the floor. She like, oh, I know this girl did not just talk slavery in front of all of us. The other white woman, she's sitting there like, I mean, well, yeah, the white girl's got a point. Oh, man, what is this magic? What is this madness? What are we doing? I thought this was a show for Black women so they could address their issues, not have Becky come up here and talk crazy in front of them.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
when I would say, you need to bring your child on time. We have a situation where in the Black community, unfortunately, there is a lack of father and parental father strong figures in the home. And so you're seeing a lot of behavior because of that outcrop of that. And instead of like blaming Whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the things that are going to be blamed on this panel, I'm 100% sure, instead of blaming Whitey.
Oh no, she just can't stop. This is like watching a Jordan hits reel. It's just all dunks and three-pointers. God damn it. Damn it, this is like watching Jordan in the 90s. Oh man, it's just dunks and threes. Oh my God. Every time you think she about to do one thing, she do the other. Oh, I thought she was gonna kill her, said she 8 miled him. Yo, what is going on in Houston? Oh man, I tell you, they probably bust the tires out her car after this shit. I know. I'll bust the windows out your car. I'm telling you, they did her dirty after this. And this is just the opening salvo. Like she didn't even warm up or nothing. She just came in hot. She ain't even like throw a jab. She didn't dance around the ring. She didn't do none of that. She just came straight in the ring. Oh, you get just a giant tiger uppercut. Just wow. Damn.
Home. And so you're seeing a lot of behavior because of that outcrop of that. And instead of like blaming Whitey or blaming slavery or whatever the things that are going to be blamed on this panel, I'm 100% sure, instead of blaming Whitey, why not take a look at the behavior that's going on with some members of the Black community and have a come to Jesus with them about it?
Bunke, your thoughts about this?
Her name is Bonkay. Let's stop for a minute.
Community and have a come to Jesus with them about it.
Bonkay, your thoughts about this?
Well, I've been a teacher at both inner city and suburban schools.
Bonkay. All right, maybe she's legit African. Maybe that's the African name, because in my mind, Bonkay is short for Bonkisha. It's like her name is really Bonkisha, but you know, ain't nobody got time for that. We just call her Bonkay for short. Shout out to Bluff City Nerd with the $2. He says, go, Becky, go. Bro, this thing is off to a great start. I had no idea it was going to be like this. And then we got a straight up Bonkay on the panel. I wonder what the other white lady going to say now. If the other white lady just get up there and be like,
nigga, please. Serious.
oh man. I was thrown off when I saw the two white women on stage already. I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Talking Black women topics, and you have adding any white woman to the conversation is already risky. And then you have, like, you know, this white woman who was just jumping off the top rope. She smacking chicks with the turnbuckle. She doing all the wrestling moves right now. It's like SummerSlam out here right now. But let's listen to Bonkisha, y'all. Shout out to Bluff City Nerd. Let's listen to Bonkay. I'm sorry. Let's listen to Bonkay and let's take her opinion, because she seemed like she had a lot to say a minute ago.
About it.
Bonkay, your thoughts about this?
Well, I've been a teacher at both inner city and suburban schools. In the inner city, we were never scared of school shootings, right? So when we're talking about different groups being vilified, if we're looking at the history of...
Oh, man. Are we really going to make this argument that the white school is just a more threatening environment than the Black school? Is that really the argument you want to make, Bonkay? I'm going to start calling you Bonkisha. You keep talking like this, and I'm going to just call you Bonkisha. We're not even going to shorten that shit or nothing.
I've been a teacher at both inner city and suburban schools. In the inner city, we were never scared of school shootings, right? So when we're talking about different groups being vilified, if we're looking at the history of America and who has done the most violent crimes, it's your people. In regards to the way Black women are viewed, I'm going to continue speaking.
Here we go. Race war. I need a button for that. I need a drop or something for that. I need like Cartman from South Park screaming race war. I'm pretty sure Cartman has said that at some point. I need that drop because she just did it. She wants to smoke. She's mad. She big-backed and big mad.
I'm going to make sure that you're not intimidated right now, are you? I want to make sure you're comfortable, because
No,
as a
I'm
Black
not
woman,
intimidated,
that's what we have to do in order to have a platform, right? In order to be able to speak uninterrupted, you have to make sure that you make somebody else feel comfortable. So outside of what we're seeing on social media, we know that 600,000 Black women have been laid off, have been pushed out of the workforce, when we continue to be the most educated group of people in this country. And if we're looking at this panel, that's also evident.
All right, Carmen, let's hear from you. Your thoughts. Oh my God. Now, this just turned into like a YouTube panel. This shit just went to the Chitlin circuit. It just became the Chitlin circuit. This is all it really is.
And if we're looking at this panel, 1,000 Black women have been laid off, have been pushed out of the workforce, when we continue to be the most educated group of people in this country. And if we're looking at this panel, that's also evident.
That whole education stat, y'all just be running away with that shit. Y'all ran to the moon with this whole education thing. And it's like the most untrue, overhyped, inaccurate statistic. Black women are more educated than Black men in terms of college degree attainment. But that's where the competition ends. That is where the competition ends, all right? They are more educated than Black men. Like Shiesty Baum has a degree and I don't. But her target isn't being better than me. She wants to be more educated than like the white man and the white woman. And I don't think that's true. And you want that to be true. And that's just not the way it is. So you can take pride in being more educated than me, but that's not what you really want, is it?
Carmen, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about that.
She ain't lying.
Okay, well, I graduated magna cum laude in a language that I just learned at the time because I am from Venezuela.
Oh, she's not a white woman. She's a Latina. That was that's like a ringer. They slipped a ringer in there. Why does the Latina have representation on this panel right now? Why are you being replaced by Latinas on your own show? This was a show about Black women's reputations. I can almost understand having a white woman in there just for the controversial take. They probably knew she was going to be controversial. She's probably like that on her show. So, you know, they knew what they were getting. But why'd you add the Latina in there?
And we see the aggression in this panel with Yolanda here to my right, and that's the problem. But now let's talk about Kamala and Jasmine Crockett. You know,
Carmen Montiel, a conservative politician. Oh, shit. You know what that means? A conservative politician. Anytime you hear conservative, anytime you see conservative politician as a part of their title, it usually means one thing.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
If you're a conservative, it's almost a guarantee that you be hating niggas.
Jasmine Crockett is the best example of somebody that instead of representing their community with grace, is just being loud, is just being aggressive, and is dancing in the halls of Congress.
Oh my God, this is a true chick fight. This is a race war, a chick fight. This is everything I ever wanted. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You got a whole race war chick fight going on here. I could have never imagined. I'm about to cry. I'm really about to cry. It's so beautiful.
And then we have Kamala, which we all know she got where she got on her knees. Her story is way long, and she just got where she got because she filled many boxes in the DEI. Let's talk about merit, not about color. As a Latina, I don't feel any woman of any color with that behavior represent me as a woman. I'm a minority. I want people to...
Ooh. Now listen, I've been tracking this Texas thing. I've been keeping an eye on Texas, and the women, the Black women in particular, and you know the niggas is following the Black women because that's what they do. But the Black women in Texas are basically boycotting the primary because Jasmine Crockett lost. And they're looking at the Latinos like, oh, so y'all not really with us, huh? You don't believe in Black female leadership? That's how the Black people in Texas are looking at the Latino community. And the Latino community is like, hey, oye, ¿cómo va? They don't give a shit. The Latino community gives zero shits about your Black women's struggles.
Where she got on her knees. Her story is way long, and she just got where she got because she filled many boxes in the DEI. Let's talk about merit, not about color. As a Latina, I don't feel any woman of any color with that behavior represent me as a woman. I'm a minority. I want people to get places based on merit.
All right, Jasmine, Terry, let's hear from you.
So I think we need to stay on topic. So we're going to go back to Yolanda for her initial.
Please bring it back to topic. You got to keep it focused, man, because these two non-Black ladies, it was like in the 90s when Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. This is like the East Coast, West Coast hip-hop beef right now. And they got y'all looking crazy right now. Fight back, Keisha. Use those degrees.
Let's go back to history, right? Black women were told to cover their hair because it made white women uncomfortable, right? So
I thought you were changing the goddamn subject. God damn it. You really want to have this race war? You really want the smoke? Oh no. I thought you were changing the subject. The subject was about black women being vilified. Black women have a bad reputation. Why'd you bring it up to white women again? You see, you need to learn how to fight this fight a little bit better. Sometimes you got to be strategic. You got to be asymmetrical. Don't just go straight ahead running into the castle wall. Sometimes you got to build a tunnel under that motherfucker, you know? Sometimes you got to launch some catapults, some artillery into that shit. You can't just run straight at the castle door. God damn, she just did like a whole berserker charge.
Behavior represent me as a woman. I'm a minority. I want people to get places based on merit.
All right, Jasmine Terry, let's hear from you.
So I think we need to stay on topic. So we're going to go back to Yolanda for her initial. Let's go back to history, right? Black women were told to cover their hair because it made white women uncomfortable, right? So the reality is, whether you breathe or not, baby, we're the standard. And that's what it is. The beginning.
Standard of what? Oh my God. I can't even let this thing play for more than 2 minutes without something worth stopping. Yeah, this is why I was looking at that comment. Sis says, this feels like when I worship Duran Duran and I would record every snippet I could find. Everything is clip worthy. Why is every 30 seconds clip worthy? I mean, really, really the standard of what? And the thing is, you're like the best looking woman of all the black women on the panel. You pretty much got the look, right? Hair looks nice, face looks nice, little chubby, but you know, niggas like that type of shit. And here you go being typical as hell. Here you go being typical as hell.
Right? Black.
You could have just sat in the middle looking like a baddie. You could have just sat in the middle looking cute, trying to say, I don't know why y'all keep hating on me like this. But no, you wanted to jump right into the fight, being typical.
Black women were told to cover their hair because it made white women uncomfortable, right? So the reality is, whether you breathe or not, baby, we're the standard. And that's what it is. The beginning and the end starts with the black woman. So regardless, whether you want to admit it or not, I think for the both of you, you stay on topic because what you just spoke about had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Absolutely good.
So we're going to go back.
All right, Isaiah, I see what this panel needs is some male energy. They need the man to come in and bring some order. Because if you just let this go uninterrupted, it'll be like mud wrestling in a minute. It's gonna be mud wrestling with no mud. Which I would, you know, people would watch that too, by the way. If this turned into an all-out knockdown, drag out fight, people would watch that too. It'd be a members only pay-per-view type of thing, but still, Isaiah, you need to get up there. You need to say something. You have to exert control over this panel, bro. It's getting out of hand. Shout out to Steven with the $2. Make women register for the draft. Equality. Listen, I'm gonna show you my first candidate. I don't normally do this, but since we're talking about the draft and equality, smash that super chat button. This is my first candidate for the draft, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry! You not like Hulk angry! Hulk no like fighting girls.
For the both of you, you stay on topic because what you just spoke about had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Absolutely good.
So we're going to go back.
Stop interrupting.
Let me land. So the reality is, for the both of you to sit on the side of me and talk about aggression, what is the difference in what you're doing and what we're doing right now? Having a conversation. And yet we're the one, you just literally called out both of these black women on the panel, and you sit here with your attitude and you have a problem, but you tell them that they're aggressive, right?
Well, I have a long story with Yolanda.
So we talk about it.
She mad because I whooped her in the congressional race.
So the black women,
You were very
let me finish, please.
Oh, they got beef. They already got beef. See, the black girl on the end and the Spanish girl with the brown hair, they know each other. They got drama already. So you brought tension into this conversation without even trying.
And I've graduated magna cum
That's not
laude too.
aggressive.
Let's
perfectly normal.
Thank you so much. So as a black woman, we're going to talk about history and we're going to talk about facts. So the moment that you realize that black women are the standard and who we are and what we provide into this world and to what we give to America in general.
Sin says, why do I feel like going on that show is always going to be an L? I don't think it's the show's problem. I think it's this overblown racial ego trip. And it's like everywhere. And I don't even want to say it's every single black woman, obviously, but a lot of black folk believe in this melanated magic bullshit. I am the standard. We are the originator. I mean, they're basically defending the black woman as God on the panel. You can't blame the show for that.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
That's really where the L comes from. When you go up in front of the world and you have a gigantic, enormous, gargantuan, galaxy-sized ego, and you have horrible statistics to go to like contrast your ginormous ego, it looks bad. That's where the L comes from. The L doesn't come from just being there, being black. The L comes from getting up there and saying, we're the best at everything and you just hate on a bitch. That's where the L's come from. And you know what? People with humility tend to carry their L's better. That's the other side of it. Having humility means that you get to carry your L in a way that people don't even notice it. People don't even hold it against you that much anymore. But when you refuse to carry the L, people will dump gigantic, huge size L's on you because you refuse to carry anything. And so because people don't want to carry their little L, they wind up getting backed into the corner by big L's. And that's what happened on this panel today. You got a bunch of chicks who refuse to carry any L's, and now they're on stage looking bad.
You need to understand that. And so the reality is everyone gaslight us and tell us who we are and, oh, you're so aggressive. No, we're not. But when you sit here, you jump behind a microphone and you're yelling and screaming and giving your attitude and what you do, it's okay, it's acceptable.
Hang on a minute.
Wait a minute. And you're the same person. Let me finish. And you're the same person talk about calling Jasmine Crockett Miss Ratchet.
She's Representative Ratchet.
So the reality is when you sit here, we're right here, you're considered as being applauded for what you do, right? But the minute a black woman has an opinion and we have something to say,
it has nothing to do with having an opinion.
All right. We'll be right back, and we'll let them continue this conversation in just a moment. Stay with us here on The Factor Uncensored, and later we'll hear from the men. Stay with us.
Later we'll hear from the men. Oh, there's men involved? Oh, man. I don't even want to hear from the men, honestly. I listen to niggas talk all day long. I want to watch the girl-on-girl race war. Why do you even got to bring men into it? Men will only ruin it. Adding men to this discussion is only going to ruin it. Let the Beckys and the Keishas and the Marias fight it out.
Okay.
Welcome back. It's a big question tonight. Are black women being vilified in America? Let's get back to our guests. So if this is a problem that we've constantly seen over the years, over decades, how do we address it?
I don't think there's a way to address it. You know, I mean, what I think the ladies next to me, at least two of the ladies next to me do, is put on their big girl, black girl panties and like just stop the whining. And you know, it's interesting. You're talking about education, it's merit. Well, I mean, I'm a lawyer. I graduated magna.
You know, the irony, especially for, you know, her or any of these woke chicks up here that talk about whining. What is it? I mean, isn't a part of this whole black woman, I'm the most hated, I'm the most pressed, y'all trying to be like, isn't that whining too? Like for somebody who whines all the time about how everybody hates them and how everything is hard for them, How dare you tell somebody else to not whine about you whining? I just think it's ironic that you would, complain about somebody else whining.
Black girl panties and like just stop the whining. And it's interesting, they're talking about education is merit. Well, I mean, I'm a lawyer. I graduated magna cum laude. I mean, I was voted the most outstanding senior at the University of Houston. And I'm a double minority. I mean, I'm a Black woman. When I walk in a room, I'm Black. And the first thing they say,
ain't the Latina woman a double minority too? I mean, since we're minority banging, ain't the Latina woman a double minority too, right? Maria is a double minority. Maria is actually a triple minority because she's not only non-white and a woman, she's an immigrant. Since we minority banging, she actually she got more minority credentials than you. She's a non-white female immigrant. You're just a non-white female. Is all I'm saying. Since we're minority banging,
is that I'm aggressive. You know what? I'm matter of fact, my mother taught me to look you dead in your eye when I'm talking to you and speak because I have something to say. And it's interesting that Angela's trying to act like she's a wallflower. Angela got one of the biggest mouths on this panel.
I don't
and what she always does.
Everybody is going directly at the white woman. I find it. Notice they don't even really want to fight with Maria that much. They already know Maria is not the one. They want to fight the white girl, though. I find it interesting. Everybody's got the most smoke for the white woman. And she's with it, too. She ain't scared of these hoes.
Angela literally has no home training. Angela does not allow people to speak. She always interrupts because she tries to distract. I'm not worried about Angela because when she's moving, she ain't saying nothing. She's whining. She's trying to get...
Now, mind you, the title of the show, the topic being discussed is, are Black women being vilified here? And I got to tell you, they're not really helping the whole vilification argument. I mean, because listen, let's not even put too heavy a negative connotation on vilify. Even if we soften it up a little bit, women who are willing and capable of engaging in hostilities are not deserving of a soft reputation. That's not how you get the soft reputation. By always jumping headfirst into the fire, you do not earn the soft reputation.
The camera to look at herself. Now tell me why that's not aggressive.
All right,
right?
Angela, let's hear from you.
I mean, Sarah Palin, Christy Noel, Marjorie Taylor Greene are all aggressive.
And you know, it's so funny too. And shout out to Island Girl. She says, the reason I have no Black women as friends, not even as associates. And that's one of the things also, and this is one of the things that makes it like odd in Black spaces when you're having these conversations and you're listening to these conversations. There's an understandable, if not, ridiculous frustration when you hear white people make criticisms of Black community behaviors and habits and whatnot. But the fact is, Black folk know exactly what they're talking about. We just don't like to hear that shit.
Can we talk? The majority of the workplace harm that I endured came at the hands of a Black woman. The amount of harm in the workplace in my career has come at the hands of a Black woman or behind the behavior of an insecure Black woman. While we are all out here trying to find our joy, building community where we can, sitting back, resting, I think it's high time that we actually start doing an internal audit of how we treat each other, especially in the workplace, while we are figuring out like who's staying and who's going, okay? A lot of the harm, a lot of the hurt that other Black women bestow on other Black women in the workplace, we have got to start calling that shit to the carpet, because it is way too many people, way too many Black women that are being forced out of the workplace, being bypassed for hiring opportunities, all the things. So while we're figuring out which way is up and where we go from here, the last thing we need to be doing is being at odds with each other. Because one thing's for certain and two things for sure: be careful how you treat people you think you don't need. Because there has been some situations that I have found myself in where the very person that caused me harm is the very person snooping around, asking about me, getting some time on my calendar, seeing if I'm good for a cup of coffee. Like, while we're resting, we need to start doing some internal audits of how we as Black women treat other Black women. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. Do something to find your joy today.
All right, let's hear from Angela.
This is the way this woman walks around in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I don't walk around in the world like that,
Absolutely.
and I guarantee you that most of the people in this panel do not walk around in the world
That's
like
why you got fired at HISD.
No, that's not why I got fired at HISD, but
So
that's
I think-
so that's right. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
done. Hang on a minute.
Lower your voice.
Hang on a minute.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Back to my whole premise here. This is about individual behavior. And if you're seeing a spate of Black women or Black people in general just acting wild and out, dressing like hoes, ghetto ratchet behavior, and people are calling it out, not just white people, Black people are calling it out, Hispanic people are calling it out. They're tired of it. That's why this Black fatigue thing has taken hold. And again, with all
Damn. Hit him with the Black fatigue bar. Black fatigue is forever with us. Look, even Black people got Black fatigue. Chocolate says, I'm on the white lady side. Look, Black folk have some of the most acute Black fatigue because most white folk get to go home at night. You know, for a lot, it's like when you work in a prison, you know, your day might suck because you're around inmates all day, but you get to go home at night, right? Imagine hating the inmates and you're an inmate yourself, right? That's kind of the thing about Black fatigue. You know, the Black people, I think Black folks feel Black fatigue the most acutely because you never get to go home and escape it. It's in the house with you. Hell, sometimes it's in bed next to you. There's no escaping it. It's just there. Like,
all due respect, the women on this panel are not who people are annoyed with, okay? Because the women on this panel are very successful, are very articulate and well-spoken. And I think instead of being defensive about
you literally just insulted Yolanda and said this is how she walk around in the world.
She's the exception.
I'm not worried about her.
She's the exception. Instead of being offended, instead of being offended by saying that this might be a problem with certain Black people, why not have a conversation in the Black community about
All right,
that?
Bonke, and make
now that is kind of the problem that everybody kind of runs into when you have these Black discussions. You're only allowed to stay at the surface level, and then if you go below the surface, you have to blame the white man. And nothing ever gets fixed, right? You always have to distract, obfuscate, muddy the water. You can never just directly focus on the problematic issue. And that's kind of why things don't change, because you're not allowed to change things. Stand by for just a second, guys. I have a little technical issues back here. I'll be right back with you.
Make sure we stay on topic
Absolutely.
here. Okay.
I think this panel is a microcosm of what we're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how we present, we're still considered the same thing, right? I intentionally lowered.
Now, here's the problem with the panel, right? The white lady pointed out actual behaviors that she observes. And instead of addressing the behaviors that are being discussed, you all feel attacked personally by the white woman. And so you personally go on the attack against the white woman. And that's what the Spanish lady noticed right away. It's like, damn, you just go straight forward. And so the Spanish lady started getting heat too. But that's really what's going on here. You feel personally attacked and you can't talk about the issue. which is why the reputational problems persist, you know?
My voice a few decimals, and I was still called aggressive by somebody who has never met me, right? Going back to the social media trends and what we're seeing, and then the outlash, at the end of the day, and Jasmine, right, she pointed this out, Black women, we are the backbone of American culture. So if we're talking about clickbait.
Here we go again, this grandiose ego. There is nothing as huge as Black people's racial ego. Well, maybe one other group, but I don't want to talk about them.
We know that in this economy, attention is currency.
Absolutely.
So of course they're going to come after Black women because we continue to always move the needle when it comes to any kind of metric you want to look at. Any kind of success metric, any kind of attention metric, going back to beauty standards, we're often emulated. And the truth of the matter is our divine essence is what's intimidating. And so you find these very visceral.
Didn't I call it? They are defending the idea of the Black woman as God. She just said it right there. Our divine essence. What the hell is your divine essence right now? What does that even mean? It means you think you're godly.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
And you believe your own godly mythology. This is part of one of the functions of a lot of this Black pseudoscience and Black pseudo history is to effectively create a mythology that supports the idea of the Black woman as God, which in and of itself creates a kind of hierarchy because you niggas is only ever kings. What's a king to a god? A little bitch, that's what he is.
Reactions to us just existing as everybody.
We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back and let Jasmine and Carmen wrap us up. We'll be back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Top.
And what's going on? I know we got a handful of ladies in the chat right now listening. I appreciate y'all coming through. As Chocolate Bunny said earlier, she hates this type of content. And I appreciate y'all sitting through and listening to this because I know it's bitter. It's rough. And you don't even want to hear all of this stuff too, but I think it's fascinating because it's not even like I'm just sitting up here talking about how awful women are. I'm trying to get over that. I'm trying to move on from just running my mouth about how terrible women are. I'm just going to let women talk for the most part. I vowed to let women talk. Remember that whole hashtag, let her talk? That's what we're doing now. We're just going to let the girls talk a little bit, at least for today. And then after listening to the women talk, you tell me if I sound as crazy as everybody tells me. Because I just think if we let them talk, it'll all make sense.
Vicky, is our Black women being vilified? Carmen, wrap us up.
Well, bad behavior always takes precedent. And sadly, many times the minority with bad behavior is...
Hey, Shiesty, don't get banned out the chat, all right? I will let the girls jump you in here. Because I'm progressive like that.
What is being exposed. And this is the reality of what we're seeing. And that's where in occasions, like for example, when Yolanda behaved like that, she is also acting in bad behavior, even though she's a very accomplished woman. So why don't behave properly and in the manner that people expect as a state representative, as a U.S. U.S. Congresswoman in the case of Jasmine Crockett?
All right, Jasmine, close us up. 30
So
seconds.
the question is, are Black women being vilified?
Yeah.
And I have a question for the both of you. Do you see this in America today? Black women being vilified? Can you answer yes or no?
No.
No, it's about those women.
It's about behavior.
The reality is you guys do not exist in reality. And honestly, furthermore, it's actually shameful because you sit here and you don't see the racist things that you do right now. You don't see it. And you literally...
Oh, man, here it goes. Here it goes. Now, she done flat out called them racist. And can the Latina woman be racist? Because they say Black people can't be racist, right? I'm going by the college-educated theorem of racist, right? There's an algorithm to racism. Racism is privilege plus power. By that algorithm, by that logic, by that equation, can Latin people be racist as well? Never mind what you hear about racism in Latina culture, Latinos or whatever. I'm just asking, according to that equation, if racism is privilege plus power, can Latinos be racist in America? Yes or no?
Whether you're joking off camera, on camera, whatever, you don't see what you project out regarding Black women. And it's actually sad, because to sit in between the both of you, and we're letting you know that we feel vilified, and you have no sympathy, no empathy. You have no. Let me finish.
Right. You feel vilified. It's about you feel vilified, but you don't feel anything about the actual substance of the argument. Any of those Houston videos that he was talking about, the Daytona Beach video, speaking of Daytona Beach, because I had a bunch of other stuff to go through. I kind of got stuck in these clips right here. But let me pull up a bookmark I had on Twitter. Let me open this page up real quick, because I didn't even start talking about Daytona Beach. We spent so much time talking about Houston spring break. It's almost like Daytona didn't even happen. Let's jump to some Daytona Beach testimonials about the blacks.
Daytona Beach spring break is the ghettoest, trashiest shit that I have ever fucking witnessed. I don't know where the fuck these people came from, but they need to go back. I work at a business on Beachside, and so seasonal. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for spring break. I can't wait for a bike week. Go the fuck home. Y'all are literally the worst of the worst fucking people to come and visit another city. You disrespectful, ungrateful, nasty pieces of shit. Like dead ass. Go look up the Daytona Beach spring break 2026 videos. Well. The bitches, nasty as fuck. At least the guys are like sweet and respectful and have like a fun demeanor about them. The bitches are just nasty, pissing in the back of my store with their vaginas smelling like fish.
Shout out to black men dodging the reputations. Look at that. Niggas did a Matrix dodge on that one. We just dodged those bullets like, woo, did a whole Keanu Reeves move. Not hitting us with that. The niggas dodged the whole reputation bullet. She just said it. The dudes, because, dudes are dudes, right? Dudes, we drink, get into a fight every now and then, somebody might get kicked in the head, guy shit. But the women, just nasty, ratchet, bad attitudes. You're urinating in the back of my stores with your vaginas. She said your vaginas. Shout out to the black men dodging reputational issues. Niggas started rocking quarter zip 6 months ago. Next thing you know, reputation start changing. How is that? And you know what, Chocolate Bunny, I think you're absolutely right. She says she was talking about the Houston women. Chocolate Bunny says those women on the panel, they are not racist toward the BBC, just the women. Because you know what that is, Chocolate? All women hate women. That's really the irony of something like misogyny. I could never hate women as much as women hate women. And in all of my misogyny, I be doing misogynist push-ups and pull-ups and chin-ups. I do misogyny sprints and shit. And I could never hate women as much as women hate women. And so when you're talking about like this whole like race war, gender banging panels, this girl on girl race war that we were just watching, it's not even really a racist thing. There's like a racial overtone to it because, it's distinct visible groups. But even within groups, all women hate women. Men just get in the way. I am just in the way. Me and my misogyny are negligible. We are really just in the way. Women hate women in a way that men could never, ever access. Like, for me to hit the level of misogyny that women have for other women, I would glow like a Saiyan. My hair would go blonde. I'd get like a glowing aura. be walking around like a Super Saiyan and shit. Like, there's no way for me to hate women as much as women do.
Daytona Beach spring break is the ghettoest, trashiest shit that I have ever fucking witnessed. I don't know where the fuck these people came from, but they need to go back. I work at a business on Beachside in slow season. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for spring break. I can't wait for a bike week. Go the fuck home. Y'all are literally the worst of the worst fucking people to come and visit another city. You disrespectful, ungrateful, nasty pieces of shit. Like dead ass. Go look up the Daytona Beach Spring Break 2026 videos. Well. The bitches, nasty as fuck. At least the guys are like sweet and respectful and have like a fun demeanor about them. The bitches are just nasty, pissing in the back of my store with their vaginas smelling like fish. Literally, my whole back of my fucking restaurant smelled like pussy because these bitches are fucking nasty.
And what I'm saying is,
10 seconds,
the fact that you can sit here and say that you don't see what goes on in America today means you do not recognize history and you are not within reality.
Thank you, ladies. We'll be back. We'll talk to the men next.
Sees it about bad behavior.
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking about black women being vilified here in America. Joining us now, the men to talk about this subject. We have podcast host, the biggest community activist, Derek Muhammad, radio host, TD Blacksure, and
his name is the biggest. And it's not even this guy over here. How is your name the biggest and you're not even the biggest? This is literally false advertisement. I would want my money back. He's not even the biggest. This nigga's like number 2. He's probably really number 3.
About bad behavior.
Us now, the men to talk about this subject. We have podcast host, the biggest community activist, Derek Muhammad, radio host, TD Blacksure, and CEO of Regal Media, Todd Smith. All right, Derek, your thoughts about
that? Is a big nigga. Hey, chat, is the big guy sitting or standing right now? I can't really tell. Is he sitting or is he standing? Like, there's a chair behind him theoretically, but I can't tell if he's using it or not. When he's sitting down, it looked like he's standing up. What is going on here? Is this like an optical illusion? This is like this is like one of them funny things you see in the desert. This nigga is a mirage. I can't tell if he's standing up or sitting down.
black women being vilified here in America? Is it a problem? Is it reality?
It is a problem. It is emphatically a reality and has been so for the past 400 plus years. Black women being vilified is not anything new.
I know this nigga did not just go back 400 years. Like the Houston rodeo was like 7 days ago. And this nigga just went back 400 years. All my life I had to fight ass nigga.
The real question is when did it stop? I mean, think about it. A study was done that said that in media, most black women are seen in 3 categories: the sapphire, the Jezebel, or the third one is, I forget the third one.
You don't even remember the third one? You don't even know what these, oh my God, you don't even know what you're talking about. I just heard, I just came across that concept the other day. Like everybody pretty much understands what a Jezebel is, but like, what does the sapphire represent? Like, I don't understand like what the sapphire black woman is, right? Is that like the 92%? People be coming up with terms and all this new lingo. I can't always keep up.
But these negative stereotypes, and anytime a black woman expresses her intelligence and she defies these stereotypes, she is indeed vilified. The vilification is just the gateway to devaluation. So as long as black women are
rhyming, y'all. The nigga got on a purple suit and he rhyming. I'm done. I'm over this nigga. He got on a purple suit and he rhyming, trying to defend some black women, y'all. I was about to say it's too early for this, but it's getting late. It's almost lunchtime.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
These stereotypes, she is indeed vilified. The vilification is just the gateway to devaluation. So as long as black women are devalued in this country, then they can lose 600,000 jobs in 1 year and nobody will bat an eye. I mean, let's look at the historical record. Black women were used as guinea pigs to perform surgery with no anesthesia. Why? Because it went on record that they had a higher tolerance for pain. So indeed, black women have been vilified in this country, still are being vilified in this country, and will continue to be vilified if nothing changes.
All right. What does that have to do with modern behavior patterns and reputations? Niggas got to go 400 years to explain away why somebody mama's a hoe. Why do we have to go back 400 years to explain away why somebody mama's a hoe? This is what I mean about victim-splaining.
TD, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about
I don't believe that's the reality in the whole corporately. I believe that the segment or a particular people, such as a Jasmine or a Kamala, who vilifies with the potty mouth type ideology. Well,
oh, look at Big Tiny. Big Tiny dropping names. He said it was Jasmine and it was Kamala out here making y'all image look crazy for the world. Shout out to Big Tiny. I can't tell if he's sitting or standing, but shout out to Big Tiny.
Or a particular people, such as a Jasmine or a Kamala, who vilifies with the potty mouth type ideology, where they are speaking not as the intelligent women that we are accustomed to generally in our community, who are literally sound women who goes about their business of doing things that we have brought up through our lives. We know that they are the most sought after or the most educated part of our community, and we expect them to act as such because they are mothers, they are strong women, because a woman.
Hey, and shout out to a random independent. He says, another day, another stream talking down about black women. Same shit, different day. Now you can tell he hasn't been watching the stream because I've been kind. I have been kind. I have been letting the girls fight amongst themselves, but you know, that's what you get for being kind.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
I don't even think I used that button until this nigga showed up.
Woman, she can be seen but not heard, and she carry more weight in her beauty and in her essence and how she present herself as a lady in the streets. And the community abroad, the marketplace will bear witness to that fact, that she's a virtuous woman. Rosa Parks sat on the bus. She wasn't cussing and potty mouthing and howling and screaming.
Rosa Parks was a plant. I'm sorry, everybody knows now. Rosa Parks was an NAACP psyop. They were trying hard to get that psyop off the ground. She wasn't even their first candidate. The whole Rosa Parks thing was it was a hustle, man. It was a psyop. Rosa Parks' husband had a new car.
And the dignity and the self-respect, even in escorting her off the bus, was not that of a vilification or that of treating a woman without dignity.
All right, Todd, let's hear from you.
I think the difference is we have a Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she is not facing the vilification. She's honored. She was honored before she turned against Trump in the MAGA movement. So there is a difference between how black women are treated when they're have a personality. That's how I look at Jasmine Crockett. She has a great personality, but
look at that. Look at that. Hood conservative is inspirational, y'all. I never thought I would see the day. The hood conservative is inspirational. Since ever since, she says, I've been doing today's eyeshadow based on some feather earrings, and you're alive as inspiration. God damn it. Out here inspiring Black beauty. Look at that. Look at the great works I'm doing, y'all.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Why do we have to shrink who we are? Why do Black women have to shrink who they are, shrink their swagger, shrink their personality to fit somebody else's definition of what a classy woman should be? And like Brother Muhammad said, it started 400 years ago with the vilification of Black women, how Black men couldn't even speak up for their woman when they were raped by the slave master, when they were sold off. And it goes back to Black men also with hip hop.
These niggas simping hard. Shout out to Big Homie. Big Tiny, the only one keeping it a buck. These other niggas, they put on their good clothes to come out and simp today.
Calling women B's and H's. So I blame everybody for the vilification of Black women except Black women. We all have a responsibility to play to make sure that image is protected.
Chocolate says she wouldn't date none of them. And you know what? I wouldn't even judge you about that. I would mind my business. You know what? You stay single another day. I ain't even mad at that one, Chocolate. You got to pick your shots.
And make sure we defend them when they are devalued by some other people.
All right, the biggest, go ahead.
Well, I want to start off by saying I love Black women. So let's start with saying that.
Oh my God. You know what? That's where the white girl went wrong. The white woman, she should have started out by saying, you know what? First off, I love Black women. The white girl should have started out by saying the Black woman is God.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
I hope he about to drop some really hard bars after that. Because sometimes dudes, they try to get in the door with first off, let me just say this, I love Black women. And then he hits you with the gut check, but some of y'all feet stink. Like, he sometimes that's how they really get in the gate with that one, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. Because I didn't watch none of this until I went on live with it, so we'll see.
And make sure we defend them when they are devalued by some other people.
All right, the biggest, go ahead.
Well, I want to start off by saying I love Black women. So let's start with saying that.
Sin, should I do a video on Lotto? I wasn't really planning on covering it. Is that the kind of stuff you guys want me to do videos on? Should I make a video about Lotto having a baby with a 21 Not Savage?
But I do think that they are vilified, but I think they have reason to be angry. They have reason to speak their mind. I believe a lot of times they move with a lot more masculine energy because they're in defense mode all the time. They've been scarred, they've been taken advantage of, and I believe that's why it gives. It's so easy to vilify them because they're always trying to defend themselves. They always want to prove something to the next person. They have to work a lot harder than, the other women in the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about it, man.
And you said because of almost a protection mechanism.
Now, you know what's interesting about this, right? The amount of racial wagons circling, right? That's all they're doing. They're circling the wagons. Only the big dude kept it a buck, right? He didn't even like say anything extra egregious or harmful, but he was keeping it a buck. Like, no, we definitely are seeing a lower quality version of Black women, because I imagine if you're of a certain age, especially if you're like 65, 70 something, 80 years old, you remember a time when women were radically different. And so to be of a certain age and to just watch the progression of life and the deterioration of social norms and customs or whatever, it's hard to not notice things. And I don't even think you have to be like that brave to be a little honest about some things, and that's all he did. He was a little bit honest about things. Whereas everybody else who's Black, the men and the women, they just circle the wagons and it looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? But like, how do you fix things? How do you move anywhere if you're constantly circling the wagons? You'll never get to where you need to be if all you do is circle the wagons.
They use the masculinity to survive. Would there be something necessarily wrong with that, guys? Derek?
Well, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. The problem...
You know, Chocolate, that is a good topic. Them Africans do want to steal your reparations. I was talking about that a while ago. These destiny swapping ass niggas. We might do that one. I don't know. We'll see.
With the vilification...
To survive. Would there be something necessarily wrong with that, guys? Derek?
Well, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. The problem with the vilification, I think it starts with the double standards. I have a problem with, see, I was raised by strong black women who had very strong personalities. This did not make them angry black women. The problem is...
You've been abused. Most of these niggas be talking like they've been abused. Niggas been psychologically abused. You've been abused for your whole life. You've been abused so long, you didn't even know it was abuse. You thought she hit you because she loved you. You thought she was yelling at you because she liked you. You thought you was hungry because she wanted you to be fit and in shape. You didn't know she was just starving because y'all was broke and destitute.
When you see a white woman act out of character, her behavior is not generalized and attributed to all white women.
Yeah. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know the funny thing? This is probably the biggest irony of this whole like racial wagon circling that they're doing. The same defense that they want for themselves, they do not want to extend outside of the race. What do I mean by that? You judge white people by the racist. If you can judge white people by their racist, why can't other people judge black people by their niggas, by their ratchets? Isn't that what we're doing though? Are we not judging the group of people by their worst and most visible representation? If you're going to judge white people by their racist, why can't the white people judge you by your niggas? Niggas is probably not a great equivalent to racist. Actually, racist on one side, nigga on the other. Maybe there's a balancing of the scale. I don't know. But that's kind of the hypocrisy of the whole thing.
If you see a black couple of black sisters and they fighting at the beach or whatever, why are we having a conversation about black women in general based upon the out of character behavior of a few? And that is where the double standard comes in. And that is why we have
this nigga punching his fist in his hand because he is so mad about niggas talking about Keisha. He'll fight. Little tiny bald-headed nigga. He looks so tiny next to these other two guys.
To stand up and defend black women as a whole. And we have to separate the exception from the...
I bet his feet be dangling off that chair. He looks really tiny.
Rule. The black women that we saw on the panel that preceded ours, these were highly intelligent black women. If you follow them around throughout their day, you think they fussing and fighting and being cantankerous all day long, they would not have been able to accomplish what they've accomplished. But catch them on the day when they're tired. Catch them on the day when they feel as if...
Oh, so they are like that. They were just performing for the cameras today. But you catch them with their guard down, you're going to get Keisha. That's literally what he just told us. Oh, when you catch her when she got her guard down, she's still Keisha. What the hell did you just do? You just ruined your whole defense, bro.
Their day, you think they fussing and fighting and being cantankerous all day long, they would not have been able to accomplish what they've accomplished. But catch them on the day when they're tired. Catch them on the day when they feel as if though
they're human beings.
They can't break through the glass ceiling and they have a right to be angry. All of a sudden,
why are you niggas calling him evil obsidian? Y'all niggas making my stomach hurt. I can't. Y'all niggas, y'all, you guys are agitating my hernia scar right now. This nigga called him evil obsidian. Now I can't get over that shit. Oh my God. It is kind of fitting though. He does kind of remind me of obsidian if he'd have turned to the dark side.
Day when they're tired. Catch them on the day when they feel as if though
they're human beings.
They can't break through the glass ceiling and and they have a right to be angry. All of a sudden, that moment becomes the standard for all black women. That don't make no sense.
We want black women to be perfect.
10 seconds.
We want black women. And he said about the masculine energy. A lot of times, black women had to be masculine. They had to be the father because the slave masters stole the father away.
I'm telling you, victim splaining. Nothing but victim splaining. Shout out to Big Tiny on the chat. I mean, on the left side of the panel. He's the only man that refused to victim splain. Just hold the L's, bro. It's okay. If you hold the L, after a while, it's like you're not even carrying it anymore. But you have to initially embrace holding the L. Once you hold the L, it becomes weightless. That's the magic of holding the L. Eventually, it becomes weightless. But you niggas refuse to hold the L.
Had to be the father because you couldn't have a father in the home and get welfare. So a lot of them, they had to be that masculine. They had to have that masculine energy. So we shouldn't blame them. We should praise them.
And white women have masculine energy too.
Amen.
All right, there you have it. Thank you.
Yes. We know a lot of white women have masculine energy too. The problem is the white women that typically have masculine energy, they're just open lesbians. They're open butch lesbians. They're not trying to convince you to have sex with them. I'm just saying, it's not like it's untrue. They're a bunch of masculine white women, and they're almost always butch lesbians who don't really need men's approval. They're not even in this conversation.
Last night, we asked if men are under the microscope, and tonight we're asking the same thing about women. In this case, someone on social media zeroing in on the eating habits of women, writing, quote, "As a woman, why are you eating 4+ wings? Perhaps a salad for the lady?" Our guests are back. So everybody's getting...
That is a hell of a line. I might run that. You know what? As a woman, why are you eating more than 4 wings? That's a drum and a flat on each wings. That's like an 8-piece hot wing. As a woman, why are you eating more than 4 wings? Oh man, these are the questions. Yo, shout out to the Isaiah Factor, man. They get to the heart of the deep philosophical issues that are weighing down the black community. Like, why the hell are you eating more than 4 wings? And I can tell each and every one of these chicks on the panel, 10 wings each. They get the 10-piece. All of them are 10-piece lovers. The one in the denim suit, she get the 15-piece because she be hungry in the middle of the night. She be waking up to snack. She get out of bed to eat a couple of wings that night. Don't judge her.
On one side, the guys are getting it, and on the other side, you all are getting it. So are we paying too much attention to social media? Should we just turn it off? Or is this a problem where everyone's being judged?
We definitely need to go back to real life.
We need to.
Social media is not real. Social media is not a real place. Like, y'all gotta stop. Like, nobody really cares about your opinion, I promise. Like,
yeah, you remember when you used to be able to.
Now, on the other panel, on the other panel, sorry, I was thinking on the other hand in my head, and then I was about to say panel, and it came out literally as panel. But on the other hand, on that first panel, you had a bunch of black women saying that we're being vilified, it's horrible, it needs to stop. But on this panel, you got the ratchet black women like, hey, man, I don't give a shit about your opinions.
Like,
we need to.
Social media is not real. Social media is not a real place. Like, y'all gotta stop. Like, nobody really cares about your opinion, I promise. Like,
yeah, you remember when you used to be able to log off the computer in the living room and walk out the door? That's what we need to do. We need to walk out the door.
I went on a date once, and then we went to this cute diner or whatever, and I got a shake, and I got a burger, and I got some fries. And while I was talking to him and stuff, he looked down. He said, "Damn." I ate all of it. I said, well, I'm not supposed to eat it. No shame. Yeah, the perhaps.
See, you gotta learn the white girl eating tricks. All right, I'm gonna tell you. I think this is what white girls do before they go out on a date. They eat at home, and then by the time they're on the date, they can legitimately say, "Oh, I'm just not that hungry." This is what happens when you don't know the skills of the game. You gotta learn tricks. You can't be out on a date eating 12-piece wings and shit. He said he was He was probably farting in his car too. Oh, that's wicked. That's wicked. Oh man. Probably real. Probably real. You know, she had cheese on that burger. She was lactose intolerant.
The salad, it's perhaps not with me. I'm gonna eat more than I drink.
It's gonna be 4+ wings, huh?
Yes. And he would hate to go out with me because I want an appetizer, maybe 2, depending on what's on the menu, a cup of cocktails.
Not this big and oh my God, her big ass. I want an appetizer, maybe 2. Listen, I order an appetizer for the whole table to munch on, and you like, no, we need 2. I need 1 for me, and then you get 1 for the whole table. Oh my God, maybe 2. Like, no bullshit. I take my kids out to eat. There's 4 of us at a table. It's me and my 3 kids, and we get 1 appetizer to munch on. Get like a table of shrimp or something like that. She like, nah, we need 2 of these because I'm hungry.
Me because I want an appetizer, maybe 2, depending on what's on the menu, a cup of cocktails. I mean, we're in Texas. Everything is big in Texas. Voluptuous women are beautiful.
And the appetizers are big too. How you need 2 big ass appetizers? 2 big Texas-sized appetizers. Oh my God.
You're a petite woman, you're beautiful, but you're not going to monitor me either.
Right. Don't you want a real eater? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Am I going to be full off of?
That is not what we mean when we say a real eater. Ain't no man in the world being literal when he says a real eater. Big girls hear niggas say real eater and they get all excited and hopeful and shit. That is not what that means.
4 wings. Voluptuous women are beautiful. If you're a petite woman, you're beautiful, but you're not going to monitor me either.
Right.
Don't you want a real eater? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Am I going to be full off of 4 wings? Then I got an attitude. Now you upset. An attitude and a headache.
Ain't nothing gonna ruin your date like an overweight, hungry chick with an attitude. You might as well just turn around and go home. Because now you got to feed her, and there's no guarantee the attitude will go away. She might be eating and still have the attitude with you. Mid-wing. Fuck, nigga. I'm telling you, there's no guarantee. You might as well just end the date right there.
Because I'm hungry.
Where you guys have people with a microscope. If someone comes on that date with you and they're like, okay, what's going on? What did you say to him?
What you mean?
When he monitored your food, you're like, damn. You eat too much,
well, he
baby.
said that, and he was like, I like a girl who can eat. I said, well, I was.
Oh, there's a good follow-up.
Yeah, but at first it was like, damn, there was a pause, and I said, well, so what's going on? But I was gonna do it anyway. So if he didn't like it, I'm gonna finish it, and I'll talk to you another time. So yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
And I'll spend $100 on myself by myself.
Exactly.
So it's just, I mean, I love food. I'm a foodie girl. So if you're gonna, and I'll order salad first.
Look, it's in there.
That's the way it goes in order. The salad first.
Exactly. Salad with my meal if it came with it. It has to come with it. It's got to be a little combo. But I'm ordering the real stuff on the real menu. Like, no, absolutely not. I can eat a salad at home.
What else do they like so I can do it too?
We seen the girls on America Next Top.
Those are some gigantic kneecaps. I know that is an odd thing to focus on, but is it just me, or are those some gigantic kneecaps? Her kneecaps look like football helmets, bro. I could draw a Bronco sign on the side of that bitch. God damn, them some big ass kneecaps. Hold up. I just realized how big those kneecaps is. Oh my God. Yeah. Big ass football helmet on her shins. What's going on there? Up here mad because niggas watching your diet. Your shit is starting to eat into the budget. Like, you order one more thing and the nigga not gonna be able to pay his rent this month. Somebody need another appetizer. This big ass kneecaps you got up here.
Everybody done spent their whole 2000 up to 10, 12 being body conscious, being, not eating and doing this and that. We too old for that, and we too mature to.
Dave, how long do you think it'll take to shrink them kneecaps, bro? You think it'll take only a year? I think it'll take a little bit longer to shrink kneecaps, because that's bone, my nigga. Like, that is bone. I think she legitimately big boned it, bro. Just look at those kneecaps. I ain't never seen a kneecap that size outside of the NFL. That is a large bone. There's an oversized skeleton right there. And you talking about it'll take a year. Nah, bro. You're going to have to shave that down. What's that shit clavicular be using? You got to bone smash them kneecaps, bro. You got to hammer them bitches back into shape. Ain't no way that's going to take a year. That is like 3 years, cosmetic surgery, bone density reconstruction. You're going to have to do all kind of things, bro. All kind of things. You said them Texas hoes stick. They bigger in Texas, huh? I don't think I've ever actually been to Texas before. Not even on a layover.
Be healthy, of course. But be you. Do what you want to do.
And so how do you reinforce that to the young women out there who live their lives by social media and they constantly follow it and everything that they say is a serious issue if they cross that line themselves?
I'm praying.
Oh, look at the first lady popping up in the chat. Shout out to the first lady of the chat. Where you been at? Hiding out. You've been somebody else's first lady, haven't you? God damn it. Can't never have nothing nice, I swear.
Yeah.
Disconnect.
Trends change all the time, and you have to keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Don't just do
Disconnect.
you. Do
yes.
you. Seriously.
My mama always told me you got to remain a classic in the world full of trends. So just be yourself, baby.
Yes.
And know yourself and love yourself enough to know that, okay, that's something that you do, but I know me enough to know that I'm comfortable with me.
Yeah.
And Paige, also, are we spending too much time on social media from your perspective?
You know what, Sen? I realized something too. Somebody else pointed this out about the American female, which is basically most women in America are not unattractive. And this is a general belief I have as well. I mean, beauty is beauty. There are always going to be 9s and 10s, but that's not what I'm getting at. I think we would have a lot more 7s and 8s if America lost like 50 to 70 pounds. On average, not every individual, but on average. I think there are a lot more attractive women hiding underneath fat women. And if we could get those fat women out of the way, there would be a lot more attractive women in America. But they're literally hiding underneath fat women. And that's a problem for everybody.
Perspective as well.
Yes.
Is it a good tool in some aspects, but also a detriment to society?
Yes. I mean, two things can be right at the same time, for sure. It's definitely detrimental. And you know it's detrimental when your cell phone tells you your screen time. You know what I mean? So you just have to learn how to disconnect. I start things like when I wake up in the morning, I don't touch my phone before I pray.
I don't do that either.
You know what I'm saying?
You're bombarded with negativity, and it sets the tone for your day if you're watching all of that.
Give yourself a chance to wake up, be grateful for the next day, plan yourself out, and then you can. I like to give myself 30 minutes before I go into work or go into school to play with social media, and then I put it down. And then we can come back to it. It's hard because everybody has to be a content creator.
Girl, them braids are taking your hair out. Is it just me, or are the braids pushing her hairline back? I do not like what's happening on the top of your head right now. That is a very unfortunate hairstyle. Shout out to my man Detroit XRP with the $10. He says, I'm getting scared, bruh. I might get eaten next. That's 13,250 calories that Black women ate. God damn, bro. When you count out the calories individually, it sounds like a lot more than it is. It was probably just a double cheeseburger with an extra large fries and a jumbo size Coke and like some gravy and some hot cheese on the cheeseburgers. I mean, on the French fries. It probably wasn't even that much food. But when you say 13,250 calories, it makes it sound a lot bigger than it was. But shout out to Detroit for smashing that super chat button, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
So you're looking for the new trends and you're trying to keep up because technology is hype right now. That's what it is, but it's not the real world.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor. We'll see you next time.
And I want to thank you guys for watching the show today. I want to thank you guys for watching the show today. I appreciate everybody that came through. We are not quite done yet. Don't disappear. Do me a favor. Let me read one more super chat. Shout out to Detroit XRP again with the 5 ball. I can hear her voice. Get in my belly. Oh man, that's Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, I believe. Get in my belly. She got that big get in my belly shape too. That's horrible. Between her and kneecaps, this is not a very welcoming panel. But this is what I want to do. Shout out to Detroit with the 5 ball. And thank you to everybody who's been supporting the show today. I appreciate all you guys' contributions. Thank y'all for coming out to the show today. We are not done though.
I need that money.
Please, if you want to throw $1 in the hat, we're going to open up the panel in just a second. I want to open up the panel for another hour or so. I don't want to end this show just yet. I know we might have some attitudes and opinions that only people in the chat have. I don't want to be the only guy talking about this. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to join the panel, we're going to open up the panel in a little bit. But I appreciate y'all coming out today. Hit that like button, y'all.
Growing up not being like this stereotype of like black girls and stuff and what people will call essentially whitewashed will always be a very interesting experience. You typically like get called different a lot because like people expect you to act like girl what like boo boo like you know but y'all do realize like being black comes in like different forms. Like we're not all the same type of, like the amount of people, especially like non-black people that I've had tell me like, oh, you sound like a white girl, especially over the phone, is outrageous. And I always get told like, oh, you.
And you know what's crazy about this clip? Nobody bullies black people like other black people. And so when there are black people who try to break the mold, try to escape the stereotype, they want to lose the racial baggage that it all comes with. You know who drags them down? Other niggas. It's like it's like Al Capone. I mean, The Godfather. Every time I try to get out, these niggas just keep sucking me back in. Nobody drags black folk down to the common denominator like other black people. One of the worst things you can do in black America is try to be better.
Sound like a white girl, da da da. You act like a white girl, whatever. But what does a white girl act like? Like, I get what y'all mean, but like, since when did they have like a culture? Or I don't know. And also another thing is a lot of black dudes will come and like try to play with you and get a response out of you because I don't know how to explain this without sounding bad. But they'll basically try to play with you to get like that stereotypical reaction that they usually get from like other black girls from you, and it'll be the boy that never comes to school. He probably has like an ankle monitor on his leg. He's fresh out of juvie and
Shout out to the boys fresh out of juvie. There's always these little ghetto niggas trying to make me be black.
He has no home training and he's one of those bad kids essentially. Always basically trying to mess with you to get a reaction out of you because he typically gets that from other girls, like other black girls. And they always like give him that reaction and they come to play with you to see if you give them that same reaction. But when you don't, they'll be like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Why don't you leave me alone? Like it's so weird because people initially
what's so interesting about that too? And I think what she's kind of describing is sort of like almost like being locked into behavior patterns, meaning like the kind of approach that would work on your average like black girl from like the ghetto is almost not, it's probably not going to work as well with like your average white girl from a middle-class suburban family. Which is not to say that you can't succeed. I'm just saying the approach is totally different. because, you know, in Black America, certain things are just more culturally common, put it that way.
Expect you to act a certain way, and when you don't, they're like, interesting. What is this? Like, God forbid I'm my own freaking person. Damn. And I remember this shit would especially eat me up like 2 years ago, my freshman year, etc., because I sounded very, very white. Like right now I sound like whatever. Back then, like I was hanging around like prominently white people or just non-Black people. So yeah, it was even worse. And I felt like I kind of had to make myself fit in. So I started dressing a specific way. I started acting a specific way that wasn't like me. And I just realized like it's corny. Like just be yourself. It doesn't matter if it's not the stereotype. It doesn't like what? People just don't like seeing when Black girls are proper. Like y'all expect all of us to just be like ghetto and fighting and loud. Like that is not what we're all like. That is not the picture y'all should have of us in your heads. And honestly, I'm sorry that it is, because unfortunately we have bad examples out there. Shows like Baddies. And
this is what I mean about holding the L, right? And I look, because she's holding the L, I'm totally not even trying to get on her about that smoke detector in the background, but God knows I can hear it. But she's holding the L in the sense that, like, I can acknowledge that there is an issue. I don't have to like the reality of it because she doesn't include herself as a part of that reality. She doesn't identify with that reality, but she's acknowledging there is a reality that people are reacting to. And it doesn't take all that much to just hold the L a little bit. When people talk about criminality and when people talk about Black male stuff going, I'm not going to be like, oh, no, not all Black guys. I'm be like, yeah, that's why I'm not with them niggas. Not anymore anyway. I'm over here now. You can catch me over here. I got a whole new zip code, address, everything. But like, there's nothing wrong with just acknowledging the realities, even if it's a bit uncomfortable.
Basically, like, there's stereotypes all over, like, even in cartoons. We have, what's her name? Lashana from Love Island. Did I just say Love Island? I meant Total Drama Island, y'all. My bad. She was a stereotype. I do feel like all the characters in Total Drama Island were a stereotype, but I don't know. I feel like people kind of peeped it too. Like, it's kind of odd, but whatever. But yeah, point is, we don't have like the best examples set out there for us. So what people see of us is what they're going to expect.
You know, for a quick second, though, it looked like the chirp went off and her eyes shot up looking for where the sound came from.
So the best examples set out there for us. So,
like, did that just happen, or was that just me? All right. I'm going to leave her alone now. I'm going to leave her alone. You chirp on, girl. You keep chirping.
So what people see of us is what they're going to expect. Just like whenever you see a white girl, she has like a Black accent, I guess, or she has an accent to her. You're going to be a little bit shocked, like, oh, wow, this is interesting, because it's out of the ordinary, I guess, and it's not portrayed on media. On media, we see like shows like Mean Girls. We see this white stuck-up girl who, you know, it's certain pictures that are portrayed for every single race, every single background. There's pictures portrayed for all of us, for real. So whenever you act like basically out of the norm, you're gonna be considered like different or whatever. When people see you're not like the rest, they start to get a little bit mad and they start to feel some type of way. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, follow for more videos and topics and conversations like this.
Let me acknowledge these super chats. Thank you to everybody supporting the panel. Appreciate y'all. Let me just do this in one big drop for all of y'all. We got Mr. O with the $2 for the panel. Appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna let you up in just a second. Shout out to Chocolate Bunny with the $5 for the panel. Thank you so much, Chocolate Bunny. Then we got Mr. Enigma. He's on the panel already. $9 for the panel. Appreciate y'all supporting the show. And thank you so much, because you know what? It does cost a lot of money to run this thing.
It costs a lot of money to bring the real. And with this, I dress myself in cashmere. I dress myself in $100 freedom flags. I dress myself in alligator shoes. I wear a $15,000 Rolex. I got Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, the biggest house on the biggest deal. Yeah, we don't care. I got Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, the biggest house on the biggest deal. Yeah, we don't care. You're talking to to bring the real world champion on location. Only an Arnie and Ricky. We do it better than everybody else. Don't wrap me up. No.
What is going on, gentlemen? Mystery Enigma. We got Mr. O with the info. What is good? What is good? Any thoughts so far today?
Man, what's popping, Hood? What's popping? Yo, first of all, the Houston Texans need them big back chicks on their defensive line. I believe their record will improve substantially from probably going they'll probably break even. They'll probably go 8-8, but they'll probably go 11 and 5 if they could put them big bitches on the line. But what's popping, Hood?
Yeah, is it just me? Were those like the biggest kneecaps ever, though?
I concur with you in the chat, sir. Them type of knee caps, you only see them on women that weigh about 300 pounds or more. You seen my 600-pound life. Them type of knees, they support. They actually can support the like buildings. They support all type of structures, not just the curvier Texan black woman, like she said about them down there. But
look,
yeah,
Sin is not having it today. Sin is really talking about Shorty on screen. She says, "I'm sorry, but if you have a chirping smoke detector, you do not act like a white girl." And why is that low key valid though?
that's true. I mean, if Sillenberg gives it away, she still got black girl tendencies.
I mean, for real. Like I hate the shade, but that's low key valid. Mr. Enigma, what's good, bro? Welcome to the show, man. What have you been? What did you see so far today? What do you have? What are your thoughts, rather?
Man, I just can't believe the lack of self-awareness. Where you sit there and just say, "Oh, you know, the angry black woman thing," and then low key, they were already primed to like go off the rails with the lady in the cheetah coat, the way she started off. You know, like they this and that and that, and then a white girl came in with a red pill on the switch. You know that. You know what I'm saying? You know,
down, bro. That was crazy.
Bro.
Like she was just going full auto on them, and then they just couldn't get off it from that point on. They just couldn't get off it. It wasn't like the white girl was pointing at anybody in particular. She was just talking about a specific behavior. But from that point on, they just focused back on her like, "You're unintelligent. You're da-da-da." It's like, y'all can't even do it right here in front of us. Like, this is what we're talking about. You hear something you don't like, and then here you go, you going off the rails. It's just like, but when you hear statistics like black men commit the most murders, you like, oh yeah, you know, it is what it is. But I don't do that, so
right.
No,
listen, we talk about niggas being illiterate. You don't see me getting all defensive, pulling out my thesaurus and shit, trying to prove something to you niggas,
bro.
Exactly. They take. It's weird, bro. It's this weird arrogance, and then go back. They're trying to reel back. We are divine, and we're like, bro, that was that divinity, like going after the white woman, like not even like. What I'm trying to get at is that they didn't call her a lie. They didn't address what she said, right? They just went at her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, are you wrong? You lying about us? We don't act like that. Nope. They just went straight to, "Oh, you're just unintelligent, and you can't see the racism." It's like, bro, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
Have you noticed Mystery and Hood on the first panel with the Becky, Maria, and the two Keishas? That Maria and Becky was the only ones that was in shape.
I did notice that they were the smallest women on the panel.
Yeah.
Despite all four of them residing and coming from Texas. And I know what black women gonna say. I know what black women gonna say. They're gonna say that the BMI doesn't work the same that does for white women.
No, everything's bigger in Texas except for white women and Latina women. They're the same size everywhere.
Now we gotta talk about the Mexicans down there, Hood. Unfortunately, I've been to Texas, and unfortunately, now look, they are the reason they call tortas for a reason.
I know. I've heard that. That's like I don't know if it's uniquely a Mexican phenomenon, but they lump it into pretty much, you know, Mexican, Middle American women.
Touche.
Well, torches are trending online right now. Like they're in season right now.
On Twitter or something? Let me check my
Twitter. On Facebook. like all kinds of like references and comedy memes about tortoise.
Now, Hood, mystery.
And
Hood,
also, the Latina chick is an immigrant. She's Venezuelan, so she don't count.
Yeah, she's low key Caucasian, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, well, we ain't about to get into thematics on this particular thing, but Hood, I want to highlight something you have brought up, which usually not you, but these pro blackity blacks, like the big dudes on the panel, the three that dressed like they was time travel from the 1960s. We put on the Fear Factor, and for some reason they had a big bearded nigga with a teddy bear hat on, and he's talking about I love black women, but that's neither here nor there. You brought up a part about the three stereotypical what's the aesthetics of black women from the past. For some reason they want to go here and do revisionist history on them said labels. They want to be Jezebels. Let's just get that out the door. They want to be the Jezebels, and they take pride of being the Sapphire. The third one that you did not bring up, I think you probably didn't think about it or probably didn't care though, is the one they trying to do revisionist history on, the one that they trying to go ahead and trying to say this is what it really means, but it really doesn't. It's that mammy trope. That mammy trope, this is the third core stereotype showing black women as, now I got this off of Grok, y'all. Listen to this. This is the third core stereotype showing black women as desexualized, overweight, maternal, self-sacrificing caretakers who are loyal to white families, often more so to their own. Popularized through the figures like Aunt Jemima or characters in the film such as Gone with the Wind. Now, I'm trying to figure out why would they want to go ahead. They embrace the other two. They take pride of being the Jezebel, and they damn sure love being a Sapphire. But why they want to do revisionist history on the mammy trope though, even though majority of them are desexualized or over-sexualized, overweight. And don't they put Becky and Karen on a pedestal, low key and high key, but so subtly even more now today? And I pass the mic right there.
I never got to the bottom of that other. You said it was the Sapphire, the Jezebel. I got to find that other black.
I could send to you. I got it right here. Pull them on Grok. Send it to you, sir.
All right, pull it up. Send it to me.
All right, I got you.
General Dave, what's going on, bro? Where you been at?
What's good, man? I've been out and about, on other panels in different sectors and shit, doing a little bit, I just wanted to make a comment, because I had this conversation, I don't really like talking about, the black man, black woman shit, you know what I'm saying? But I did have a conversation, pretty young lady, you know what I'm saying? It was a genuine combo. She was asking and shit, right? And what I wanted to say is that this is the beginning, like we're in probably like year 4 of the same play that was run on the black man's character. The problem is, for the women is that they joined in on the assassination of the black man's character. And the only way to defeat the same play that's being run on them is they gonna have to say, yeah, it was a lot of lies that we told on the black man's character. There is no way out of that. So that's the mental conundrum that a lot find themselves in, is they're realizing there was an alliance amongst all these different groups like that. And slowly, they understand that, oh my God, we're being judged by how we treat our own man. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't become attractive to other dudes outside your race unless you're revered by the man in your race. And on the flip side, this is what I wanted to end off with. On the flip side, with these simps, you know, it's a lot of things I don't like, but I kind of stay back because a lot of these women of other races want to be revered the same way that a lot of these simps revere, you know, they women no matter what. You know, I think that's one of the underlying desires. So, you know, just in conclusion, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were right. Like, honestly, 1 year in the gym, I swear to God, a lot of girls that think they have any type of problems, you know, that should be over with. Because a lot of girls got face cars, but, you know, it's just a little bit of extra weight on it, weight on the face and the body. And I ain't the one to be able to judge and point out like that. And then, you know, just reverting for the conclusion on the thing before, I think the salvation, because they run in the same play that was run on the black man. I just think that, you know, me personally, I'm not going to join in on the reverse side of it. But for the women, I do see that the easiest way out of it to where, you know, your image is just coming out on top is a lot of the joining in of destruction of the black man's image has to be recanted in order, not really for our sake, because we all good, but for your sake. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, I see. That's it.
I respectfully disagree. I think that you gotta let them eat cake, let economics take its course. You know, what we're going through is just a correction. DEI is going away, and now they have to be, they're exposed to the market, and cuts need to be made, and they're looking at who is the most disruptive people in the company that we need to cut off.
Oh no,
In
I
order
was
to
just talking
save the
about the
profit.
date. I was just talking about the dating market. My bad.
No, I'm still talking about the dating market too. It's the same thing. Like, you don't have these economics in place to prop you up, and we see, and you are who you are, and it's all out there. The economics will come into play. You acting the way you do. We can go onto your Instagram or your social media profiles and see how you conduct yourself. You get what you got after that point. There's no welfare in dating. You know, there a lot of women are mad about the type of guys that they attract on a regular basis, but that's who you put that's the results of what you put out there.
And that's really what women are after, some type of communist dating solution where you get all the benefits and none of the problems.
What if I told y'all that dating is a welfare program when y'all think about it? And I support Mystery Enigma. I also too like to keep all my 304s demonetized. I feel like that's the American way to keep the chicks in line, is keep them demonetized. RIP to the founder OnlyFans. Unfortunately, he had to go ahead and meet the good Lord, but you see what happened. We mess up the ecosystem. But continue.
God punishes, man. That's all I have to say about that guy.
But yeah, this is what I had concur with my research from your great essay live stream on this particular subject, Mr. Conservative 2, and also one if one is streaming, but Conservative 2. This is where I came up with my research.
So this is we understand the Jezebel thing, promiscuity and all that, but the sapphire and the mammy, I didn't know the mammy was the third bullet there. I can't really read that; it's too small on my screen. But
I got you, sir. Minor adjustment, sir. I could go ahead and fix that for you, sir. All right.
There we go.
I could also scroll for you, sir, when you need me to.
The Jezebel, this portrays Black women as hypersexual, seductive, promiscuous, and morally loose temptresses with an insatiable sexual appetite. It originated during chattel slavery to justify the sexual exploitation of enslaved Black women by shifting blame onto them as seductresses. You ever notice how in carnival, like South America has carnival in most countries, I think, and even in Black American culture, because Black folk are part of the Caribbean and low-key part of South America, we've brought carnival itself to America, right? carnival is almost everywhere you see carnival, it's like sexual debauchery on display, right? I don't think there are very many like white people holidays that are just generally sexual debauchery on display. They kind of banned
I
that
mean,
stuff
what is
100
Mardi
years
Gras?
ago.
What is Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras is carnival.
No, I mean, then white people establish it. I mean,
No, I don't think white people really did that.
I
The
mean,
word itself is obviously French, but the celebration it doesn't come from France.
I mean, have you seen the French? Don't we have to go ahead and look through the French history? I mean, it kind of lines up.
Yeah. I think the French are nasty by European standards, but I don't know if it's as debauched as like Mardi Gras is what I'm saying. I think it's a different thing. And what I'm getting at is,
Tomato.
Is the black community a little bit more sexually expressive than
Oh, yeah.
others? Is really what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah. Oh, we hold no bounds, sir.
Right.
The thing about the melanated men and women debauchery is like almost like Cleon love. Like it's passion, but only through so much like hate. Like the more the species hate each other, the greater the sexual dynamic portrays in life. I have observed that through my years of observing this thing called Black love, and I'm black and I want to understand Black love.
Bluff City says they get ratchet on St. Patty's Day. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I haven't really noticed. I haven't really been out to a lot of St. Patty's parties.
Oh, bro, they get. I worked the St. Patty's Day event, and let me just tell you this. These particular group of white people, yes, we know that we have different classifications of white. The Irish version of white people, they almost like one class away from being a black person.
You read my mind. I was just thinking, like, Irish are basically like Europeans call the Irish like the niggas of Europe or some shit like that.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, and actually, 40% of black people in America have some type of Irish ancestry in their bloodline. So go figure. I mean, niggas going nig.
Well,
you know,
a lot of because that's from slavery though. We were technically, especially like Jamaica. Ironically enough, Jamaica has Irish roots. Like Irie, Jamaicans say things like Irie. They're talking about Ireland. The word Irie etymologically stems from the word Ireland. But yeah, we do have some genetic similarities when it comes to the New World over here. Let me keep reading them. The Sapphire. This depicts black women as loud, angry, aggressive, rude, emasculating, argumentative, and overbearing, often called the angry black woman trope today. It draws its name from the character Sapphire Stevens on the Amos and Andy show, where she berates her husband. This stereotype frames black women as domineering and difficult, especially in relationships with black men. Wow, and that's an old trope, huh? Been around for a long, long time. The mammy. This is the third core stereotype, showing black women as desexualized, overweight, maternal, self-sacrificing caretakers who are loyal to white families, often more so than to her own. Popularized through figures like Aunt Jemima or characters in films such as Gone with the Wind, emphasizing nurturing servitude while erasing black women's own needs, families, or ambitions. It contrasts sharply with the Jezebel by portraying asexuality and devotion. You know the interesting thing about the mammy figure? That Gone with the Wind movie, I think that was the first black woman to ever win an Oscar.
Hattie
And they wouldn't let her
McGann.
up. Yeah,
Hattie
Hattie
McGann.
McGann. And they wouldn't let her up
1929.
because it was 1929 and they just weren't doing that back then. But the house servant is actually a very old role. I mean, it most literally probably does extend from slavery, like just universally. But you know what I was thinking about, like that maid and Gone with the Wind, that kind of house servant role. Have you ever watched like Bridgerton or Downton Abbey, one of those type of shows where it's like the nobility upstairs and then like the servants downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of ways, there's a very similar dynamic. Well, we don't really look at it that way because, like, you know, slavery and all that, but it's basically a very similar dynamic that I noticed.
Go ahead, Mr. Rio.
Originally, Amanda Waller. Well, originally Amanda Waller in the DC universe, she was a man. So at least in the animated universe, they had her, overweight and all that. But then, they changed her up with Viola Davis for the big screen.
Well, I like Amanda Waller in the DC universe because she's just a fat, tough bitch. Like, she's just an evil, tough bitch. There's no like shading the character. She's none of that black woman oppression. She's not a bitch because 400 years ago. No, she's just a bitch, and she like does evil things in the superhero
What about
world.
Octavia Spencer? I mean, doesn't Octavia Spencer personify the Mammy trope, like especially in the movie The Help with Viola Davis as well?
That one, I don't know. I never actually watched The Help, so I can't even comment too much on that one. You guys got to fill in the blanks on that. But these are three interesting tropes. I've heard of these things before, but like individually, I didn't realize these were like some condensed, what do you call that? Like a trinity of the black female image problems.
Do you want me to do a SKC? I know. I wish I could. I probably summon his name. You'll probably come in the chat later. Do you want me to do a SKC anthropotrope? I ain't gonna even try to say that word.
An anthropological survey or something, or
Yes.
investigation.
Yes.
Well, what are you on, Grok?
Yeah.
What's your next question? And where do you go from here?
Yeah, we gotta come up to we got basically come up one together, you know what I'm saying? So we all be
Grok can't explain this real shit though.
You never know. Give it a try. I like to play around with AI. They come up with all kind of stuff.
Okay, type in damn, I hate doing this. The Black Women's Plantation. Let's see if Grok know about anything.
the black give me to put into a good condensed so it could break it down like how you want me to say. So you want me to break down the black plantation.
Black women consider black men they slaves. However the fuck you can phrase that. Let's see if Grok even acknowledge
Do
certain.
black women consider black men as they slaves?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's fundamentally what we're running up against. The two plantations, slaves are escaping. That's basically what's going on. I hate to be talking about this shit.
But you have to have a genuine definition of slave. You can't be like five of a slave premise to AI.
Well, every little thing matters when you're asking AI questions, and like right away, even slave, I think it might be too heavy of a word. I would have probably used like property or something like that.
Yeah, use property.
Same idea, but like I said, every word matters because AI is
dog. Use dog.
Nah, that's just too colorful.
Nah, I'm giving you the accurate shit.
Well, right away it says no, but it gives a lot of text explanation.
Yeah, that's
to explain basically. There is no credible evidence or scholarly consensus that black women collectively or inherently consider black men as their slaves. This notion is supported by ethnographic research, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down to historical and anthropological. Let me see what this next line is.
Right, because AI is going to look at it literally by the definition of the word.
Okay, change
Let
it.
me try this. Hold on, Mr. O. Let's try this question. Let me help this out because I don't think this is getting to where Dave wants to go. Do black women feel a sense of ownership over their black men romantically and or politically?
Oh no! Yeah, after that sounds long. Should black men do as black? Should black men do as black? How do you say do as you told, nigga?
No. What you say originally, Hood? You know what I'm saying? Because I think Hood got it down to good. What's the name? Say that again.
Do black women feel a sense of ownership over black men politically or romantically?
Hold on.
Because I've actually done this on my own free time, just asking AI questions and probing the not just what it says, but like the nature of the responses, like trying to see if it filters out woke stuff or if it goes based, if it gives you really direct, hard answers. And sometimes you have to reframe things a couple of times. You might have to take a couple of passes over it to get a different type of answer.
I've been thinking about this, Hood. Like, we need a based black man, goddammit, AI.
You need a black guy to make it. One of these tech bros, man.
All right, I'm gonna start this LLM, boy.
No. Don't write based. I don't know what that means. Just from a political. Do black women feel a sense of ownership over black men, both romantically and politically? No, that's enough. That's enough right there.
That's enough. Yeah.
I was gonna put non-biased. That's the reason why.
Oh my God. We can't trust Grab. We
Non-biased.
really can't trust Grab.
You gotta put in non-biased, bro. That's the reason why.
You have to do little things like that sometimes. It does. That's a lot of text, though.
Now I gotta say from a non-biased.
Oh, I didn't even get to read any of that though. Let me scroll up a little bit.
Scroll up. Let's see this first paragraph. See what they talking about.
Hold on.
It said no right away.
Hold on. That's it. It's always damn.
You honestly need to.
That was old. My bad.
Next question. A little more.
There we go.
There we go. Black women as a group do not exhibit or express a generalized sense of ownership over black men, either romantically as personal property or exclusive romantic assets, or politically as communal property. The framing echoes and distorts long-standing stereotypes, particularly the sapphire angry black woman trope, which caricatures black women as domineering, emasculating, and entitled to dictate black men's behavior. Scholarly research surveys instead reveal complex, often strained gender dynamics. See, it's starting to get woke here.
See, that's why I say we can look. That's why I had to type in from a non-biased standpoint. You gotta train this bitch you gotta train Grog like you train your chick, bro.
Yeah, because there's really no based AI unless you work for the CIA or something. They'll never let a really untrained AI
Can you really train your chick though?
Yes, you can.
It takes a lifetime.
Ain't that really what everybody arguing about though?
You can, but it takes a lifetime, and it'll happen the day after you're dead. She'll be perfectly trained for the next guy.
First of all, you gotta get women. First of all, you got only accept women that's open to your training. Not no other niggas on training or just want to be trained by any other nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's rare. That's the reason you don't just train any old chick. Hey, I have fun looking at chicks being out here all guileless and nobody giving no good guidance and shit. I love watching that shit. I'm like, you should have got involved. You should have got involved. But now look at you. But yeah, go ahead. Hood.
Can we just ask? Do black? All right. See, yeah, I need to start a whole nother language model. LLM.
Yeah, Dave. So with general AI, you have to speak the King's English. You can't use any euphemisms and idioms and all the colorful language we like to use in the black community. You know,
we can't be like Big L speak Ebonics.
I mean, we use the King English and we just got no.
I mean, but is it wrong? Do you believe it's wrong then?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe it's wrong with the first statement. Like if you just scroll up and look at the whole first statement, I really want to ask. I know y'all gonna laugh at me. Do black men have feelings? You first let's just establish that Brock even considers us human, kind of, because you're asking a question specifically, a very specific question, and it automatically leans away from your experience. Like the very first sentence, not this, scroll up. Like the very first sentence just categorically denies your senses. No,
well,
from a sociological,
on a,
anthropological, empirical standpoints, black women as a group do not exhibit or express a generalized sense of ownership, either
they don't.
romantically. Are you crazy?
Like, all right, so if somebody takes something that belongs to me, I'm able to go after them legally. Can black women do that with black
That
men?
shit not against
Okay,
the law, though.
okay. All you have to do is type in are other groups of women taking black men from black women, and watch.
Well,
And,
you
and
know,
the answer will be no.
the answer
I
is
bet
no.
you it won't be no.
The
I
numbers
bet
are
you it's
too
going to
low.
be yes.
No,
There is.
this is why people who complain about interracial dating are kind of look crazy most of the time, because the numbers are almost never big enough to matter to the whole. Like when they talk about
Exactly.
athletes, white girls, those are even out of
You
athletes.
could
That's
easily just
minority.
ask Grok. I'm trying to tell you, if you type in anything relating to the grievance of black men dating interracially, this whole standpoint of this whole first sentence will be reversed by Grok. The whole sense of ownership, I bet you, and they're going to be it's going to be mentioning either romantically as saying, hey, there's a sense of everything that they're saying that there's not a sense of in this first sentence. I promise you.
But they
Okay.
don't. They don't.
Black
They,
women do black women.
black women are not acting like how they're doing the things that you can do with property. They're just not.
Okay, I ain't gonna
I got a car now that's paid off and everything. I can set this bitch on fire, right? And not get in trouble for it. Maybe get a slight arson charge if it costs some like exterior damage somewhere. But
Yeah, you will. You
but
will
for,
get an arson charge, bro.
I'm just saying.
so setting on fire,
To your
I can
senses,
shoot this car.
bro. Are you saying
I can shoot
that
this car.
sentence?
I can shoot at this car and not get charged with anything.
All right, man. I just think you just want to disagree because I don't think. I think
No, I'm being literal. This is what I'm talking about.
I think out of four of us,
this is what I'm talking about. You have to think literally.
I think you're the only person on this panel that would think the sentence, what they saying, black women as a group do not exhibit or express a generalized sense of ownership over black men, either romantically as personal property or exclusive romantic assets. I think you're the only one on this panel that says that's capped by Grok.
Where can you find a general census that
okay,
an objective source doesn't?
I say that this is cap. What do you say, Hood? What do you say,
I need y'all to one at a time. Mister, you make your point. Finish your statement, Mystery.
What I'm saying is you can't find a source that gives you a general consensus that it shows that proves that black women treats black men like any kind of property. Like you can't sell like a wide swath of survey. You can't. There's no survey. Nobody cares about that shit.
I think the framing is a little bit too like emotionally charged. It may be like subjective.
Yeah,
man. Like everything that's being said reflects that a slave can't lead. A slave can't make more. A slave can never do enough. There's no form of communication. You'll never be good enough. I'm over like dog. It's in the vernacular. Once you accept that, everything makes sense and you find peace and can move through.
Let's try something, Mr. O. Let's try something else. Let's ask Grok for do you have any suggestions for what black women can do to break out of these stereotypical descriptions?
They're gonna put it all on the media.
I wonder how that's gonna go.
It's gonna go all on the media, bro.
Say that last part again for me, Hood.
Any suggestions for how black women can break out of these three stereotypes?
Yeah, I'm running on expert now. I'm trying to see if it ain't gonna give me none of that woke shit.
It might get even woker. All the experts are woke.
God dang it.
Real talk.
I mean, I don't know. That's been my experience.
See,
the experts
it's fighting the media. They're not gonna say none of that shit. It's fighting the media,
let's
propaganda.
go on to the top. We're giving solutions here because we're solution based over here.
Hey, there's no solutions, only trade-offs.
I know, right?
We live by Thomas Sowell over here. So
I don't even like getting into this.
Black
shit.
women like anyone facing
I don't even care about this.
Go to the bullet points. Let me see. Number 1, educate yourself and develop an oppositional gaze. Study the origins and impacts of stereotypes. Oh, stop.
I told you, media. Train your algo.
Like Collins' work on articles and controlling images. What does that mean by develop an oppositional gaze? Critical.
That means train your algo. When shit pops up on your algo,
they're literally telling black women to be more woke.
Yeah, you got to decide what type of media you consume. Like when you cut on your YouTube, you gotta be deleting at least 4-5 suggestions every rip.
Literally a concept from scholars like bell hooks. You're making them more woke. God, what's the next one? Let's go scroll down a little bit more. Action step. Read black feminist text, watch counter narratives. So in order to lose the black feminist reputation and stereotype, you have to read more black feminism.
Damn, AI's the op. It's dirty back in us black men, you dirty bitch.
Yo, AI is gonna cook black women so bad. Oh my God.
Never mind, man.
AI literally says to read more bell hooks. Oh my God.
Hey, Issa Rae for modern for the millennial.
Hey, Issa Rae. Wow. Let me see. Prioritize self-care, rest, and vulnerability. Reject the expectation of endless self-sacrifice, meaning be more selfish. Normalize saying no to excessive emotional labor, overwork, or caretaking. Advocate for your right to rest. Be more lazy.
Oh, soft girl era.
Yeah. Give yourself permission to feel the full range of emotions: sadness, joy, frustration, or need for help. Repressing them to seem strong reinforces the tropes. Expressing them humanizes you and challenges the strong black woman. I mean, they're basically saying be a little bit more vulnerable, which probably would help in some ways. Schedule non-negotiable self-care. Non-negotiable self-care just sounds like female gooning.
Yeah.
It's strength, not weakness. Surround yourself with communities.
Oh my God, did he just say female gooning?
Non-negotiable self-care, bro.
Oh, shit.
Non-negotiable
He
self-care.
said it sounds like female gooning.
Yeah.
What does self-care mean to you? Goddamn it.
Yeah, it's definitely self-care with the USB operated devices.
Reclaim and control your narrative, especially against Jezebel. Curate your media diet.
Right.
So that just means don't watch stuff. That's not going to help you.
No, that means if in the AI world, you're getting more and more suggestions based upon what you've seen before. That means that take an active role and when you first turn on your YouTube, you probably got like 4 shit you actually sub to, and then it's a bunch of shit that they think. You gotta actively start deleting shit, or else goddamn it, you finna have the most coolest shit popping up on your goddamn algo all day.
I get that. That's why my algorithm is exotic and it's extreme. Right. Now the thing is, imagine Dave. You asked me, Dave. I mean, Dave, you asked me for advice on how to improve your image. And I tell you to watch different videos.
I told you they was going to
How does that affect your actual image? How does what you watch affect how other people perceive you?
I'm trying to tell y'all the answer, but I'm getting a lot of pushback from just telling the truth.
No, you're telling me how the algorithm works, which I accept. That's how the AI modeling works. I'm not saying you're wrong or challenging that. I'm pointing out the deficiency of what we're getting as an answer.
Well, how do you tell? You have to understand the slave master can never be wrong.
God damn it, Dave. Mr. Enigma, were you about to say something?
So when you ask them questions, the only response could be is, shit, who lying on you? You got to figure that out and do that. And my whole thing is that, I don't even like these talks and arguments because between the man and woman, because any attention is perceived as love or I'm still there. And I'm just tired of hearing why she won't do this and why, but when you really listen to the vernacular, once you understand what you're viewed as, which is as a slave, then every single thing that's being said to you, it all makes sense. Even to the point where you're able to change how you talk to them to where you can get not straight up answers, because you'll never get a straight up answer from somebody who thinks that you're their slave.
I think that makes sense to you and I.
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, go ahead, mister.
I get what Dave is trying to say.
How can a slave ever lead, bro?
Hold on, Dave. Let Mr. finish his point.
I get what Dave is trying to say. What is getting at? I understand your notion. However, when you're explaining to a machine, you have to angle it a certain way, or give it a certain context if you wanted to agree with you.
Let me show you how real this shit is. I bet you.
And Dave, we're not trying to get the algorithm to agree, by the way, but I think you're right. The algorithm has got basically canned answers that it's predetermined in a lot of ways. And so that's what you're kind of expressing. So I totally accept it. I'm just pointing out how this is not actually helpful information that we're getting from the algorithm.
But my suggestion would be ask the question again, but put in there using justice-based morality.
No, just use white women.
Justice-based morality.
Just use white women. They'll tell you exactly the same shit.
Dave, I'm afraid of you programming the
Just
AI.
ask, do white men consider white women they slave? Watch how they'll start telling you different shit.
I'm telling you, you're too far into your philosophy to just accept anything that's outside of it. You be able to explain it to somebody that's outside of it.
You know what?
You're having a translation issue.
That is a great point for me to segue into the super chat. In other words, double down on the BS. Shout out to St. Nick's with the $2. Yep. That is what people do more often than not. They double down on the BS and then they push forward like nothing ever happened.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
Shout out to St. Nick's with the $2. Appreciate y'all supporting the show. We're gonna wrap this up in a few more minutes here. But Dave, any other thoughts you want to explore on this Chat GPT thing? Because I realize now AI is just gonna cook black women. It's gonna cook everybody, really. I think the point of AI is to kill us all slowly.
Nah, I don't have anything else to say. I've expressed.
Yeah, because I agree with your criticism of it all. Like I do think you're absolutely right that in the grand scheme of things, AI it's not an original thinker. No. So it's not going to give you anything outside of the predetermined parameters of ideas and answers that it can operate within.
Right.
Yeah. Which once you know that, it makes it a little less fun, but then it also makes it more challenging to kind of get to something useful. So you have to really craft your inputs.
I think that maybe I'm leaning towards we need a large language model.
How
you know
large?
what I mean?
Isn't that what AI is by nature? It's just a large language model.
It's really just machine learning, bro, and it's just scraping all of what everybody has written on what they want to. So do you really think they're going to be scraping black men's opinions on everything and giving it weight? you know, you could try from a black man, like phrasing whatever question that you want to have. You can start it with saying from a black man's perspective, comma, and then whatever question you're asking, such that it's searching for that.
Well, even on that level, how would it know what a black man's perspective is? Like, would you take a black man's perspective from an AI? That's a crazy setup right there. In another
Exactly. That's why I think that there's definitely a venue for us.
Before we get out of here, let me review this Tommy Sotomayor clip. Him and Ayano apparently had some words the other day. Let's see.
But we are playing both roles.
Ayana Van Zandt is telling Tommy that women are playing mother and father, and Tommy's saying that men understand that we can't be a mom.
But we are playing both roles. And I acknowledge that some of us lean more to the provide, protect, perform than we do to the acknowledgement, affirmation, acceptance part. I get that. But we are when we've got the 3 babies and you're not here.
But you're not providing, protecting, or performing. Let me explain. Because when do you have a woman that has 3 babies by one man and he's not there? No.
Oh, you want me to get my phone?
Yes, I'm telling you. The majority of these women, even the statistics show that when they have multiple children, it's by multiple men.
And?
No, I'm saying.
Bro. Nah, for real, bro. This is again. What's the word I'm looking? Satire now, bro. This is getting like, man. This had to be staged now, man. You got the queen of the boomer feminist turned old mommy dearest in her later years, Ayana Van Zandt. And you got the king of controversy, Tommy Sotomayor on the panel to get. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Well, she ain't got that show no more, bro. She ain't raking in that BET money.
That Oprah.
Well, what she's saying makes perfect sense when viewed through a lens that she's viewing black men as a slave. So therefore, the black man can't take a father role. How can a slave be a father?
Because he got to learn how to stand in it with a black woman. That's her words, not mine.
How do you stand in it? Right. Well, I don't agree with this view, but I'm just telling you the view. The reason, like from the lens, what she's saying is there is absolutely no way a slave can be the father. I have to, since I'm the slave master, I got to do both.
I would quibble. I could quibble about your usage of the word slavery. I'm not. I generally
exactly.
Exactly. I generally agree with the sentiment, though. Like the word slavery is a bit overblown in this context, but the sentiment of ownership and control is definitely like on point, I think.
But they can't do anything though. Like you step out of pocket. What penalties can they enforce upon you?
This is why I said, like, technically in Dave's paradigm, the white man is the father of all the children.
Exact. Now you're understanding, Hood. They got their man. They just mad that they man said, I gotta be with my wife. And now they coming back to you looking to give you a cuckold kiss.
That sounds disgusting.
Now you see it, Hood. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you asking, man. Thank you, Hood. You get it.
We gonna end on the cuckold kiss. That was a horrible term to add to the lexicon. That's just very nasty. A cuck kiss. Ew.
Yeah, what are they coming to church doing? Being gay.
This is another shout out to Trey, man. White supremacists of color. Like, give me a pillowcase, bro. This is crazy.
I keep telling you, I'm not with these niggas.
Niggas ain't shit.
But look, we gotta wrap this up with a hot one. What's up, Dave?
That's how you filter, because the vernacular is so strong. Once you understand what it's rooted in, you'll immediately know. like, oh, okay, this girl don't view it this way, this girl do, because the view, even in subtle conversations, the vernacular is still there. So I'm not trying to make you change your mind or anything. I'm just saying try it out for 2 days and see if your life is way more peaceful and avoiding the Terminator.
I think we were already in agreement. We're tripping over language and whatnot, but we are pretty much in deep agreement about the substance of it.
Hold on. He just tripped on himself right there. So what? They're the slave master, but you also suggest avoiding the Terminator. Slaves can't avoid the Terminator.
Nope. What are you talking about, bro?
Beat you up down.
Look, the big issue going on right now is that the slaves are escaping on both the plantations. The white women running and the black men running.
Wait.
Now you run. See, this is where we start to kick you out the whip. I don't think the white women and black men have similar problems at all.
I didn't say that. I just said there were 2 plantations.
White women are not running.
Let's just stick with this one plantation.
White women are their own.
I can't bring up the second one because it's too complex at this point.
We might have to fight this fight on another stream though.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up because we're over the 3-hour mark. I try to keep these shows tight. I don't want to be running 8-hour shows anymore. But appreciate y'all coming out today. This has actually been a long, fun show. A lot of people came through today. Appreciate y'all, everybody who supported the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to the new members. Shout out to everybody in the audience. Shout out to the panelists. Appreciate y'all coming up every time. I really can't do this part without y'all. I don't want to have to talk all by myself for 5 hours of just me monologuing. It's a big job. It's a lot. I appreciate y'all holding up, chewing up the airtime with me. That being said, though, we got to put this one in the can. I will be back tomorrow with another show. And you guys have fun.
All right.
Okay.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
There's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where I have a very low black population.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying,